and welcome to Build Up to a Good Game. We're an hour and 10 minutes away from kick-off at the London Stadium as it's West Ham United against Liverpool. The teams are out there, are on your screen. The West Ham bench is scrolling along the bottom. But today is a very, very sad day for West Ham United. Devastating news this morning that Billy Bonds sadly passed away. Gonzo, I think it would be fitting to start by having a little discussion around Mr. West Ham himself.
Yeah, what can I say about Billy Bonds? Well, I actually met him before I'd seen him play. Funny enough, they used to bring the cups round when we used to win trophies. They used to bring the cups round to the local schools. So met him in 1981, and amongst lots of other West Ham players. And he was playing in the first game that I ever saw in 1983. People were Bonzo mad, absolutely mad. I mean, he was a brilliant player, and depending on which generation you speak to, that they'll have slightly different opinions on him. But he was a great servant for West Ham. I think it's important to remember, because I think particularly for younger people, when you look back and you see all of these appearances and you see that he was 41 years of age, and it's always different to view past football slightly differently, particularly not in it wasn't you haven't got the images and the footage that you got now. It wasn't normal for people to play to 41 years of age. I don't want people to look back and think, oh, everyone was doing it back then. They really weren't. He was absolutely magnificent. He was an absolute freak of nature. He was. The stories about his fitness were legendary. The stories about him in pre-season, in training, were absolutely the stuff of legend. You will speak to people that will tell you he was the best midfielder they'd ever seen. You'll speak to I personally saw him play, I guess, more as a centre back. There'll be people that tell you he was the best right back that never got capped for England. He was an absolute force of nature. Absolutely, Mr. West Ham, a brilliant player who, because of his talent, because of his physical attributes, because of his natural fitness, absolutely would have thrived now in today's game. We often look and say, oh, the game's sped up and that they got higher levels of fitness. Make no mistake about it. He would have thrived in this current football now. And I think as we approach the game today, I'll tell you, this is how good Billy Bonds was. Billy Bonds would get into today's team at centre-back. He'd get into today's team as right-back. He'd get into today's team in central midfield as well. And there's probably more positions aside from that. He wasn't just someone who just accumulated loads of appearances for West Ham. He was an incredible player, for lots of people. Their idol growing up, an idol for people to watch, for fans to watch from the terraces, and for a lot of people. And this is no easy thing, because you've got a lot of people would have seen, that saw Bonzo play, would have watched Brooklyn play, and would have watched Bobby Moore play and things like that. And I think you can get no bigger compliment than he was a lot of people's favourite player.
Yeah, I completely agree. I never seen him play, and I think some players you need to see play to understand what they mean to a football club. But I don't think Billy Bonds was one of those. I think he understood what he meant to West Ham United. You understood what West Ham United meant to Billy Bonds as well, even though you hadn't seen him play. And I think one of the things that we can take slight comfort in today is that all week there's been a social media campaign for Billy Bonds' the Claret and Blue Army to be sung in the 4th minute of today's game. This was ongoing as news that Billy Bonds' health wasn't great, reached the fan base, and Billy Bonds knew. Billy knew that the fans were planning on singing that chant today in the 4th minute. So when he passed away, he knew that there was going to be a tribute at today's game for him. I think one of the biggest compliments I can give him is when you speak to different people, and it depends on who you speak to. Some people were his teammates, some people played under him, some people were just his friend. But they've only ever got nice things to say. There's a few ex-players that's been and gone, and some would love that player and some would dislike that player for whatever reason. But that didn't exist with Billy Bonds. There was only people with kind words to say about him, not just as a footballer, but as a man as well. And I think that's one of the biggest compliments you can get in your life, I think, is when someone credits you just as a human being and how you are as a man. It was very sad news that reached us today when it came out. And I'm in two minds today now, Gonzo. I'm a bit like, the football doesn't really matter. We've just lost an absolute legend today, and you can't imagine what his family is going through with his daughters and his granddaughters. So that's on one hand. On the other hand, I'm thinking those players that represent West Ham today better bloody leave everything on that pitch today for Billy. They absolutely have to leave everything on that pitch. If Nuno wanted a team talk, he doesn't need one. Just put a photo of Billy Bonds up in the dressing room and let Steve Potts do the team talk today to speak about Billy and what it meant to play for West Ham United. Big game today, but it feels insignificant given the news that's come out. But
it is, but I'll tell you now, he wouldn't have wanted that. He wouldn't have wanted it to be. He would have,
yeah,
you know. Do you know what I mean? He would have been right up. Bearing in mind what's happened, I don't even know what I'm talking about. But he would have been right up for today. He would have been saying, "Don't you dare this be insignificant." That would have been him. Yeah, he was. I mean, he was just a really, really good guy. Loved West Ham. No nonsense. Honestly, it's really sad. It's really sad, and it's weird because if anyone has had their ear to the ground this week, it was expected. So you think, oh, you're a little bit more prepared for it, but I mean, it is, even though you sort of knew it was coming, it's really sad. Yeah, there's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot of 6'2" ringing out today in the stadium. In many respects, it's terrible that it's fallen on a match day, but in many respects, it's
fitting.
It is fitting. Yeah, well said. Yeah, it is fitting.
Yeah. Anyway, let's turn our attention to the game now as best as we can. Big news for West Ham United and big news for Liverpool as well. The West Ham starting 11 is on your screen now. In goal is Alphonse Areola with the back four of Adam Wan-Bissaka, Jean-Claude Todibo and Konstantinos Mavropanos has come into defence with Max Kilman dropping to the bench and Al Hadji Malik Diouf at left back. We'll discuss how we think the midfield is going to line up, but how I think it's going to line up is Magassa and Potts in Gonzo's favourite double pivot role, with Callum Wilson up front, Jaya Bruno on the right, and one of Fernandes in the number 10, and the other one over on the left-hand side of our midfield. Gonzo, that's West Ham starting 11. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, bearing in mind Somerville is injured. When we covered that, we discussed that in our Patron breakfast show. Was one of three things we discussed was going to happen. This is right. I bearing that in mind, I like this team. I would suggest Fernandes will be on the left, but it could be either. I think if he thinks that Paqueta is so important to him, I think he'll put Fernandes on the left because he's already done it once, hasn't he? So I think that'll happen there. I am thrilled that Mavropanos has gone in instead of Kilman. He's a funny one, Nuno, because he's done a couple of things with substitutions, and then you go back to the Brentford and Leeds games and his selections, you don't know. And I've been really worried that he might have. Always worry about managers and their favourites, James Ward-Prowse with Graham Potter, and because I think he'd worked with Kilman, albeit not for very long, but he worked with Kilman before at Wolves. You did wonder, and you started hearing rumours. There was a rumour, I don't even know where the rumour came from last week, earlier this week, that maybe if we were looking to bring somebody in, that Todibo could be used as a make weight. You heard last week that if any one of the centre-backs was going to be dropped, it would be Todibo. You start to hear these things and you start to worry. And obviously Todibo has been the best centre-back for us since our little run of form, if you like. So that's the right decision to bring Mavropanos in and keep Todibo in. I just think that improves the defence, and I think you can't keep having those individual errors that Kilman's been having, and get away with that. So yeah, those are his two big decisions to make, and I like what he's done on both of them. I like the fact he's given Magassa a chance as well.
Yeah, I completely agree with everything you said. The goalkeeper picks himself. He had a big call to bring in Mavpanos over Kilman, because Mavpanos has been out for quite some time now. It's been a couple month or two he's been out for. We got told it'd be after the international break, and it is, but it's a little bit after the international break that he's returned. And I think it'd have been easy for Nuno, although Kilman was at fault for the goals last weekend, to go, well, we've still got the draw. That's 7 points from 3 games. The team's in form. It's got a bit of momentum. But he's setting the standard a little bit here, Nuno. He's saying that's still not good enough. I still want more. We could have won the game. We should have won the game. And Nuno's held his hands up to some extent by taking accountability with that Wilson Souček sub. But he's well within his right to say, whilst I got that wrong, I'm not the only one that made a mistake here. There were people on the pitch that made a mistake. So he's actioning that. And I like it. In terms of how do you replace Somerville, I agree. I think it'd be Fernandez on the left, and I get why he's done it. I think, again, it would have been easy for Nuno to maybe put Walker-Peters there, or even to put Souček in with Potts and move Fernandez out to the left, and I'm glad he's not done that either. So I'm very happy with the starting 11. The bench, not so. Let's read through the bench, though. It's on the bottom of your screen now. We've got Hermansen on there with Kyle Walker-Peters. Max Kilman is on the bench with Igor, who's also been dropped with Lucas Paqueta returning from suspension. We've got Irving, Souček and Rodriguez, as well as Guilherme and Niklas Füllkrug.
Yeah, it shows where we're light, doesn't it? It really does highlight where we're light. It's quite funny because we've gone so long. And it shows where we're heavy. It is an unbalanced squad. I think we've gone so long talking about the striker and talking about midfielders. And I know not so much in the last little while. Since Potts came in, the midfield talk has stopped. But up to that point, centre-back, striker, midfielder was being, what we might need to do in January. It just goes to show we need to bring... We do need a striker, by the way. I'm not suggesting we don't. We do need to bring a winger in. Yeah. We really need to bring a winger in. There's no doubt about that. Rodriguez, Irving, and Souček. No, I mean, you can drop one of those and probably bring someone in from the academy. But there you go. Yeah, Earthy. Yeah. That being said, I don't want to overly criticise probably the best manager we've had in the last 20 years for bringing youth players into the team. So, but a little bit unbalanced. I don't think you need three slow midfielders on the bench.
The one thing I will say is people commenting about the West Ham playing a back three because the graphic shows that. We don't control the graphic, myself and Gonza. That comes from Opta. So Opta are thinking we're playing a back three with Magassa and the centre back. We both think different. We both think it's a back four.
Oh, yeah.
So if anyone's wondering why we're not discussing a back three, the graphic shows it. Hopefully that explains it. It's not mine and Gonzo's thoughts. That's a data provider's opinion in that regards, but it'll change once kickoff gets underway and we know what's happening. It'll change automatically. I think the bench for me, the thing is with Rodriguez, Irving and Souček on there, whilst I would drop one of the two, Irving and Rodriguez, for Earthy, I don't think Nuno looks at them all as three central midfielders. I don't think he sees Souček as that. I think he looks at Irving and Rodriguez as central midfielders. And Souček has, well, he decided to make a change up front last week and he took Souček on, not Füllkrug. So I think that shows what he thinks of Souček. I do wonder if he'll do the same again this weekend. I think that sub was bad for Souček in a way last week because I think Nuno might have felt, oh, hang on a minute, if I'm going to change striker going forward, I'm going to have to bring Füllkrug on, not Souček. So it'll be interesting to see how he utilises his bench day. But that's the only thing I'm disappointed by. I feel like Earthy could have been on the bench ahead of one of Rodriguez and Irving, or even one of Kilman and Igor. I'm unsure you need two centre-backs on there. Agreed. I think you can get away with just one. That's my only grievance, because I think Earthy deserves minutes and deserves an opportunity and certainly deserves to at least be on the bench for this fixture. But I'll tell you what, if you said to me on Friday, the only complaint you're going to have about the team is Earthy not being on the bench, I'd have taken that. So
you're right, and he will get on. That's the thing. There's one thing you know about this. Every time I start to worry about something this manager does, like I've just mentioned two of them already, he goes and does it. So Earthy, more than at any other time, Earthy will get his chance. I'm absolutely certain of that.
Moving on to the Liverpool team news. Big team news as Mo Salah has been dropped and he is on the bench for Arne Slot's side this afternoon. In goal is Alisson. He's returned after an illness. Change at right back as Joe Gomez comes in with Van Dijk and Konate at centre back. Kirkes retains his place at left back. In midfield, they've gone with Gravenberch, McAllister and Szoboszlai, so it's a trusted trio from last season with Gakpo on the left, Isak in the middle, and then Wirtz on the right-hand side, or we assume that's where Wirtz will play, but we'll have to wait and see. What do you make of Liverpool's starting 11?
Yeah, I mean, he's had a tinker. I don't blame him for dropping Salah. Really, it was what he had to do. Gomez is a steady. Gomez is a centre back, and I know he's played there plenty at right back, but he is a centre back. So he's made that probably more secure. I felt that was a little area for us to attack there. I don't think Gakpo will be on the right like they've got it there. It's the midfield really is where they've done it. To have Szoboszlai in the midfield is really, really important for them. He's just perpetual motion. He's non-stop energy. That's probably gonna be the most up. Looking at that, I think he's the most difficult person to that we got to worry about actually. And I know Gravenberch is good, and I know McAllister's highly skilled and can pull the strings and all the rest of it. But they've the narrative has been that they struggle with high energy and physical teams. We are not a physical team, so it's going to be really, really interesting. I suspect that Paqueta will be central, but I suspect Fernandes will make it narrow. So it might look that we might get outnumbered in central midfield. I'm not sure we will. I don't think that will necessarily happen. So he'll have a plan for that. They said, look, mate, they got some good players. Wirtz coming in is interesting, but I'd get stuck into him.
Yeah,
I'd lay one on him. I'd hit him hard early in the game actually, and just to take him out of it.
Who in particular would you assault?
Wirtz.
Okay.
I like the way you phrased it. Yeah, I would. I would assault him early in the game. Really horrible.
I think it's an interesting 11 from Slot, and I think it shows a manager under pressure. He's made a couple of changes there, but he's included two in Wirtz and Isak that are not firing at the minute. They're the two that are struggling for form. They're still in the team, and Salah's struggling for form, don't get me wrong, but he's dropped. He's put Gomez in at right back, who could end up pulling his hamstring after 10 minutes. So this is where I wouldn't mind if Nuno does a little alteration to his plan, which is all right. I had Fernandes on the left. I'm going to have to move things around a little bit because I want to get a Gomez here. I want to test him early doors. Konate's been terrible, and that's being polite. He's been terrible this season, so I'd like to see Wilson up against him, trying to get some joy out of him. It's a pity we don't have a quicker striker to try and test Konate in that sense, because I think that's where you're going to get your joy. Bowen up against Kirkes again, he's not been in form. Bar Szoboszlai, none of these Liverpool players have been in great nick, so I want to test them all early doors. Come out, start fast. The atmosphere of that crowd is going to be emotional today. It's going to be really emotional. In the 4th minute, there's going to be a lot of grown men crying. As I was saying, Billy Bonds, the Clanton Army, the players have to feed off that, and they've got to give something back to the crowd to say, stick with us, keep up the noise, and we're going to deliver for you today. They absolutely have to. This game was important for the league table. It's now important for Billy Bonds. And I want to see a performance that reflects that on the pitch today. I don't want to see us roll over and get our tummies tickled and an attitude around. None of that. No excuses today. I know some of those at the club. The reality is some of those at the club may not know who Billy Bonds is. Some of those players on the pitch today for West Ham may not know who he is. It's up to Steve Potts and co. to make it very clear just who he is and what he meant to that football club. And if they still don't know, they'll bloody well know in the 4th minute today just what Billy Bonds meant to the fans.
Well, this is the interesting thing. And obviously the club will have something planned. Something will go on, right? So there will be something. Now, I always... it's the minute's silence versus the minute's applause, right? Now... I think it's the most terrible. You know, like when someone young dies and they do a minute's applause. I don't like it. I don't like. I think, you know, when it's real tragedy there. I think there's nothing to celebrate.
But it's only because of people making a noise.
I
It's to
understand that, but I
drown
don't.
out.
I know, but we're good at West Ham. We're really good at this stuff. You know, I don't. You know, on Remembrance Sunday, I think the minute's silence is appropriate and is right. But I think when someone's just, you know, lived a full life and they've achieved such big things, I think you then can look back and celebrate their life. And I think if they do that, then actually I think the players are going to know well before the 4th minute, because that will be something else. Because, as I say, we're really good at this stuff. I can't. In fact, I'm struggling. It was George Best. When George Best passed away, we were playing Manchester United, and we all started singing "There's only one Georgie Best," us West Ham fans. And Ferguson said afterwards, "I'm really pleased we were playing West Ham for this game," and it was one of the nicest things an outsider said about us. To be fair, I'm gutted I'm not there. We will be. We'll let everyone all know. Everyone will know. But what you said about, you know, about Potts being in there is absolutely right. And there's enough academy staff around. This is another good thing. And I loved what Nuno said when he came in, and he said they asked about the history of West Ham, and he said, I don't know. These guys are going to tell me. And I thought, oh, this is really, really good. They'll know. Everyone will know, and that will be electric in there. Actually, I'm pretty sure it'll be goosebump stuff today, and that will transmit to the players.
Yeah, the club are doing the more official stuff ahead of the Aston Villa game, because obviously it was short notice. The club haven't got anything prepared as such. So I think there will be a minute's applause, and that'll be it. But the Villa game, it'll be, you know, the front of the programme, I'll have Billy on it. The family will be there, because obviously they've just lost their father today. There ain't no way in hell they're going to be at the ground today. But the Villa game in a couple of weeks, I think it's feasible that his daughters and granddaughters will be in attendance at the game. Yeah. So I think that match against Aston Villa will be huge, but today's going to be emotional. I think the emotional side of it. In 2 weeks, I think it's a tribute side of it.
For sure.
So there's almost two events. There's almost two celebrations of Billy Bonds for West Ham United, but the first one is today. Today's raw. It's very, very raw. There's a lot of people, a lot of friends that Billy Bonds is their favourite player. They grew up watching Billy Bonds, and they're really upset today. They're really upset. And that's people that have never met the man. They've just admired him from afar in the terraces. So it's a huge, huge game today. Liverpool bench for anyone interesting. They've got Endo on there, as well as Salah. Case is on the bench with Curtis Jones. Ekitike has been past fit. He's on the bench with Robertson. They've also got Rio, and Enyoni is on the bench as well. So that's your West Ham side and your Liverpool side today. What myself and Guns are going to do now, we're going to whack a little fiver on a bet. And if the bet wins, we're going to give one of you guys the winnings. Guns, is there anything you fancy for this bet?
I think Paqueta will score. I think it's a big game for Paqueta today. I fancy Paqueta to score, which should be quite good odds there.
Okay, well, let's do score or assist. Let's cover ourselves. Anything else you're fancying? Are we going to go silly and go West Ham win?
Oh, we have to go West Ham win.
Right, West Ham wins in there. Szoboszlai's shot on target, because we're both...
He will do. He will do.
There's
no doubt about that, yeah.
What else you fancy? It's 12-1. We need one or two more things just to bump it up.
Can I take card?
Can I take card? I'm happy to do that, yeah. That'll do.
Okay.
230 quid. It's £230 if this bet wins. We need four things. We need West Ham United to win, Lucas Paqueta to score or assist, Szoboszlai to have a shot on target, and Konate to get a booking. If those four things happen, one of you people watching right now will win 230 quid. All you have to do to enter in the live chat is please put the following phrase. A
Billy Bonds Claret Blue Army. That's the phrase.
Some of you are already entered, but for those of you who have not, please pop into live chat. Billy Bonds, Claret and Blue Army, and if the bet wins, one of you will win £230. Stephen Marshall is not injured. No, he's just not selected currently. He started on Tuesday night and
Yes.
scored on Tuesday night as well. Albeit, I would suggest that all the work was in the assist and the defender falling over. But
Yes.
he was there, keeping up with play, popping into the back of the empty net. And there you go. Thank you, Iron's disciple. Billy Bonds, Clark Blue on him again to live chat. Gonzo, you've seen the teams, you were feeling fruity, and I think the news of Billy Bonds has sort of dampened enthusiasm a little bit. My excitement, nerves, motivation for the game is somewhat dwindled since this morning, but I am trying to remind myself it's still an important game for West Ham, and I think that's the message Nuno will be saying to his players, that we've still got a job to do. We've still got to go get the win today. Are you still feeling fruity?
I'm not feeling fruity, but I got emotional determination. Actually, I'm feeling serious and focused, but I'm not playing, am I? So, I think this was an important game. We discussed this morning on the Patron breakfast that there seems to be a bit of a breakaway happening in the Premier League, and we don't want to become detached from that. I think there's a sort of I've got a mean business-like attitude to this game now. A determination to get the win. And I think, I just think this is going to be prevalent in the players. So fruity, no, determined. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Really up for it, actually. Really up for it.
I reckon Freddie Potts will be.
Yeah.
He will have grown up with stories about Billy from his old man. All through his life, he will know exactly what's about. I wouldn't be surprised when he was a kid, if he's been putting in tackles or whatever, his dad was referring to Billy Bonds in terms of how to play the game or anything like that. I reckon Potts, he's a West Ham fan out on that pitch today, Freddie Potts. I think you're going to see the performance of a lifetime from him. I do.
Yeah,
I think, do you know what you were speaking about? Like, emotionally, you're up for it, but you're not there.
Yeah.
Well, I think Freddie Potts might emotionally be feeling what you are, but he is there. And I think you might just see that from him today. I think he might go out there and put in a performance to try and make Billy proud of him. Say this is a performance for him. The players have to try and channel this energy into a positive way, in the sense of the performance that they give the fans today. So it's an important game that, you look at the league table. If we lose today, there's a little bit of a gap opening up now between ourselves and Everton and whatnot. But if we win, it's 4 points. We win today, we'll go 4 points behind Liverpool. I mean, you said to me at the start of the season, after 13 games, we'll be 4 points behind Newcastle, Tottenham, Liverpool. I said, oh yeah, I'm having a bit of that. Yes, please. Well,
last season would have made me suspicious. Similar stuff about Manchester United and Tottenham. I said, hold on.
Yeah. An important game, but an important performance today as well from the players. I think it's important we get something. Anyway, we'll turn to the live chat now and see what you're all saying. So any thoughts you've got in ahead of the game, not your score predictions though, but any opinions you've got ahead of today's game, please do get them into the live chat. And also, if anyone has anything they want to share about Billy Bonds, pop into the live chat and we'll get your comments up on the screen. Smith says, I'm lost for words. There will never be another player like Billy Bonds. Rest in peace to our captain.
Not this day and age. Not this day and age. I think the other thing to say is he really gave you something to be proud of as a West Ham fan. Really something to be proud of. And there was been a lot of good players, a lot of really good players. But when you looked at these players over the years, you think, hold on, we got one of them. Someone that would really epitomise. I don't know why Brian Robson's sticking in my mind, but he is. I know he signed from West Brom for Manchester United, but don't hear Brian Robson mentioned much anymore. But he was such a brilliant player. But he just sort of epitomised what they're doing, and I just think he epitomised. He just epitomised us. He was so easy to be proud of him, basically.
Yeah. Phil said, Billy Bonds, Client Blue Army. Please keep getting your thoughts into the live chat about the game, about the West Ham team. Obviously, some big calls with Max Kelman dropped by Nuno, Salah dropped by Arne Slot as well. We'll just give the chat a few seconds to catch up. Big game for Magassa, Gonzo.
Good. Yes, it is a big game for him. Let's see what he's learned. Let's see. He's either been. It's been nothing in the middle. I've seen from him. It's either been impressive or crap.
Sometimes both in the same game.
It's true. Let's see if he's learned from it, because he's got the physical attributes. I mean, that would be something like that, a decision like that. If he plays well, if for instance at the end of the game, if we're giving Magassa man of the match, West Ham have probably won the game. It's a really, really important position for him. And he's got the attributes to do it. He's going to need to help out his defence, but I do think that defence can be a little bit better than it was. I'm actually, I'm pleased. I think Juff getting through the early stages is important, but I actually do think it's not for me to say what team Liverpool should or shouldn't play, but I would have been more worried with Salah there. I know he's not been in form, but I was so paranoid about him turning it on. He's still capable, Salah, of being the best player in the league on his day.
Yeah.
So I don't mind that he's missing there. So hopefully that allows him to steady the ship, Juff. And I think then you're looking at a good back four there, hopefully, and Magassa could really play his role. And I think there's because obviously Magassa's got more defensive instinct about him than Fernandez, who of course is high energy and he doesn't mind putting a tackle in, but you wouldn't say he's constantly thinking about defence. So I think him alongside Potts, I think you probably get that a little bit more, as you want those players to be a little bit more paranoid, about what's happening behind them, but they've both got enough technique that they can move the ball and not be clunky with it. So, big game for Magassa.
Avid said 799 games for a single club will never happen again in the modern game. Bodger saying, who remembers Billy kicking Keegan up in the air against Southampton before my time? Do you remember that one?
I don't remember him kicking Keegan up in the air. No, but I do absolutely believe that would have happened. Yeah.
Intalk says, I hope it's not too soon for Mavropanos. We will need him fit for the rest of the season. Dom is loving Magassa and Potts in the middle. Hammer Time says, I remember Brian Talbot kept taking out Devonshire, leaving a bit on him. Second half, Bonzo sorted him out, sent him into the chicken run. Brilliant moment, and Bonzo got a yellow card.
Can I just say this, particularly with the chicken run? And I am talking before the West Stand, then became Dr. Martin stand, when not at the end of Upton Park was still quite far from the pitch, but just before the West Stand got built, everything was so close, crazy. Not even enough room to take a throw in, really. And people felt so attached to the players and stuff like that. If you were in the chicken run and you saw Bonzo put someone in the chicken run, they were 2 meters from you, for instance. It was, you really felt more attached to the players, and that would have played a really, really, really big part. Everyone would have seen what he was up to, right close. You could hear everything as well. So I mean that sounds like a great story.
Lee says Billy Bonds is everything a footballer should aspire to be. A loyal, selfless warrior from a sadly bygone age. Watford was there when Billy lifted the FA Cup and he's absolutely gutted. He's gone. Simmons said need to go at Liverpool for 90 minutes. If we let them have possession and retreat, we will lose this sadly. Barry saying, come on, you Irons. There was ever a good reason to go get the win at home. Do it for Billy. Rest in peace. Cole has a signed shirt from the 1980 FA Cup win with Billy and the boys in Wembley Stadium. Forever Hammer, and the boys need to represent him today. Nick envies Hammer's chat because of the shirt that I've got over my shoulder. Yeah, it's our shirt. We bought it and we've not done it. We've not even put it up for a prize or anything like that. We've just kept it. Steve saying, rest in peace, Billy, a legend as a player, a giant as a man. Phil said, 69 years old, I've been blessed with having Billy as an idol. He was 110% commitment. And if he tackled you, you knew about it. Rest in peace, Billy. A true legend. Dan remembers to this day the Billy Bonds stickers in the Panini 1978 album was such a buzz. Then watching him lift the FA Cup in 1980 will always be a Hammers legend and a true gent.
Well said, everyone. Well said.
Hammer Naff said, played against Billy after he had retired. he played a few games for Havering Nalgo, which was in Brentwood Sunday League. Proper gentleman, hard as nails, would smash you in a tackle and help you get up.
Brilliant.
I love that.
Brilliant. Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Hope says that semi-final, Aston Villa will forever live in my memory. It's one of those games that I always hear about. Obviously,
Yeah.
I wasn't
Yes.
around, but it's one of those games I always hear those that were there say it's one of their best ever games.
I'll tell you what is going to be interesting today, just thinking about it. So, for this game, oh no, it won't be. No, Gale won't. No, Gale won't be on commentary. So forget it. Don't worry.
Why won't he be on commentary?
Because it's live on it's live on Sky. I don't think he is. I think it'll be. Yeah, I think it'll be Carragher. I think
he does quite a few Sky games. Tony Gale.
No. I know he does. I just don't think it because it's Liverpool. I was going to say it'd be really
okay.
It'll be a really emotional listen to Tony today, and but I just don't think he's going to be. I don't think he'll be on.
Hopeman says he went on to say, I never knew him as a player other than his testimonial, but knew him as a manager. To hear that chant again today, it means so much. You'll hear that chant again today in the 4th minute. That's going to get sung loud and proud by everyone there. Paul was a mascot when Bonzo was manager. Had a lot of time for him that day. I remember. Rest in peace to a legend amongst men.
It's nice. It's little stuff like that. Like if you're going to be the mascot and then a manager having a time for you, you know?
Yeah. Mr. Tanner said, met Bill at West Ham night with Alvin Martin. He had time for everyone and he was an absolute gentleman. Whilst in the lose, my missus won a signed photo and chose Alvin over Bonzo. I've never forgiven her.
The ex-Mrs. Tanner, is that?
yeah, it just should be. Mancunian, talking about the game, said, I do not share the confidence that others have. Liverpool in crap form, but we are really not.
Yeah, he made good.
Yeah, and finishing 17th is best we can hope for. We're really not in a false position at all. Hope I am wrong. Mancunian went on to say he's going to be very defensive. A leopard never changes his spots. It will be defence against attack, and our defence ships goals. Avid saying I need to get the shirt framed. I'm not going to keep it. We will eventually do something with it at Hammers Chat. Possibly the event at the end of the season. I'm just thinking off the top of my head.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll get framed for that.
Stay tuned and we'll talk about it more.
Yeah. Verts said, is there any way of having the audio from the 4th minute of the game stream? No chance. It's one of them things. Yeah, within a second, the channel will be gone. Sky Sports will have taken down and whatever. But there will be loads of people there today filming it. So it'll be doing the rounds on social media. And once that's happened, people will upload it to their YouTube channels and stuff as well. So you will be able to hear it, just not live, unless you put the actual game footage on. Contact said, I met Billy a lot as he came into our school in the 70s. He was always a lovely man and is my hero, along with Trev and Devil.
Yeah.
He played at Roots Hall and I got to kick about with him at half-time.
Yeah, I mean, this happened so much. Like I said, the first time I met him was in my school, was in school in Ilford. They're all in, honestly, they're all in there. More than I can even remember, honestly. I remember Ray Stewart, I remember Jeff Hurst coming in once, honestly. They really wasn't just you were more attached to them on the pitch. You just saw them more. They were in and around the community. They really were. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't. And this is the thing. A lot of people will say they met him in a way that they won't really be saying now. Oh, I met. You know, whatever. Choose your West Ham player. Or I met Nicholas Fulkrug. He came into the school today. You're not going to have that. It's not. I'm not. I can't even believe it. There's no comparison there, obviously.
But yeah, I know what you're saying, though. When some people say I met him, they meant literally met him and had a conversation with him for a couple of minutes, etc.
Absolutely.
Whereas now it's I met him. It's like, oh, what, he passed you by and you got a quick autograph and that was it. There was no exchange of conversation or anything like that.
No, that's it. That's it.
Yeah. James says my mum was Billy Bonds' secretary at West Ham when he was manager. Was a great bloke and very humble and very kind.
Nice, James. Nice.
Yeah, just everybody that knew him only had nice things to say about him. And it didn't require him to pass away for those words to be said about him, those testimonials from former teammates and colleagues. They've been said all along. And that's what I think is the biggest compliment to him. That I've genuinely not heard a bad word.
but also because he was such a. We talk about would he have thrived in a modern game? Yes, he would have thrived in a modern game, but he wouldn't have had a social media account. And I think because of his lack of self-promotion, because of when he stopped being involved in football, he just stopped being involved in football, he's not somebody that you kept on seeing on the TV, or he's not someone that was constantly out there. So actually, it is all these stories that have carried on. And it's just personal stuff, which I think is even more incredible. Because he's just not out there all the time, and it's everybody saying, "I know Bill, I met Bill," and that's what you've got. Brilliant player. I met Bill. Brilliant player. I met Bill. This is just constant, and it's yeah, a proper. I mean, proper West Ham.
I'm pleased he got that day
Yeah.
in 2018 at the London Stadium, and I know it's not his stadium, but you could see how much it meant to him when he stood on the pitch crying.
Yeah.
You could see what it meant to him when the tribute was done, and it had his shirt on the pitch. It said Billy Bonds on the stand, and everybody was there, 60,000 people there, singing his name, applauding him, and whatever. And you could see what it meant to him. I'm glad he got that day. But bless him. Anyway, Dean says, "Rest in peace, Bonds, a true club legend. One of my most prized possessions is a limited edition watercolour Billy Bonds that hands over our TV alongside a signed Jeff Hurst England shirt."
Nice. Yeah, wow.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Anyway, Gonzo's getting to the point where I say goodbye to you, but before I do, you went for 3-1 in the preview. I'm sensing a bit more of a hesitation from you. You're going to stick with your 3-1, or you feel?
No, I'm not. There's no hesitation here. No. I will not be moving from that 3-1 today. I'll tell you that now. No, I'm sticking with 3-1. This was all. This is emotion now. That was largely based on a slight mini resurgence from us and Liverpool being really bad. The fuel that West Ham are going to have today is going to bring a real intensity.
Yeah.
There's been times when Liverpool... basically, I think Liverpool might need to be near their best to beat us today, because I think we're going to be right up for it, and I'm not sure Liverpool are capable of being at their best today. I think that the stadium is often quiet and it's often empty. That's not going to be the case today. And I'll tell you something else as well. There's going to be people in there, particularly you get, like the half and half scarfers and all the rest of it, and maybe people would. Today is not the day for that. There's going to be a lot of people making a lot of noise, and listen, there will be some Liverpool fans in the home, but they're not going to feel emboldened to stand up. What I would also say is I've heard on several occasions now over the last 3 hours that Liverpool travelling fans are asking how they can pay their respects, about Billy Bonds and whatnot. So I just want to make that point as well. It's not like an anti-Liverpool fan thing. I just mean in terms of it's just going to be raucous in that stadium. It really is. There's going to be high energy in there. The players are going to be motivated. They're motivated and fighting for Nuno anyway. We're going to have extra fight now. I actually think the absence of some of it won't necessarily hurt us that much. It's probably going to make us more compact in the middle. I think it's going to be I do think we're going to win today.
Yeah, there's a story to be written today, and there's an opportunity for a hero in the claret and blue today to be the person that puts in that man of match performance, be that person that gets the goal, to be that centre back that doesn't let Isak have a sniff, to be Freddie Potts that controls the midfield against Alexis McAllister and Dominic Szoboszlai. There's a lot of headlines waiting to be grabbed by West Ham players. The stage is set. It's now up to the players to go out there to perform, get the 3 points. Put 3 points between us and the bottom three, but also just put in a performance that's fitting on the day that we lost Billy. That's what you've got to go out to do. You've got to leave everything on that pitch. If you're not going to come off that pitch 100% confident that you've given everything and proud of your performance, and don't go on the pitch, put your hand up now and get out the team and let 11 players that want to play for the shirt go out there and do it, because today is an emotional day and it needs an emotional performance from those representing West Ham United. It's just as simple as that. There's no... some days I can accept. I know some players won't be arse some days. Today is not one of them. I have no tolerance for players like that today. No. If they're not going to give 100%, now's the time to have a word with your manager and sit this one out, because there's no forgiveness for me on this part if they go out there and just roll over and get their tummies tickled, and we get a routine 2-3 goal drubbing by Liverpool and they've only had to play 7 out of 10. I will not accept that today. I will be fuming. So it's time for a big performance, and if they can do that, we can get a big win. Anyway, Gonzo, thank you very much. I look forward to your review after the game, and I will catch up with you tomorrow on the player rating show.
Nice one, mate.
Thank you very much. Right, that's him gone. It's just me and you guys now. Let me just readjust my camera now that it's just me riding solo. Let me remove my Gonzo noise from my ear. He's no longer there. Thank you very much for joining me. If you are new to Hammers Chat, please do subscribe. And just 1 second. Let me just adjust one's heaving aid. There we go. Please do subscribe, and also do drop a like on the video as well, regardless of whether you're new or not. Your support is much appreciated. And I just want to say a massive thank you to 3 people in particular, and that is Jeff. Thank you very much for the 20 Aussie dollars, saying words are not enough. The performance matters today. Completely agree with every single word of that. Thank you to Elk for the £10 super chat and the support, and also to Quiz for the £5 super chat as well. Your support is much appreciated, and thank you to everyone that does donate. Because of those donations, there's no adverts on today's stream. Once you're on the stream, you will see an advert when you first arrive, but once you're in the video, there's no more adverts. There may be some on the live chat. I can't turn them off. I've got zero control over those. Anyway, Mr. A saying, happy St. Andrew's Day, you goofy Scotsman. Thank you. Very kind of you. And Clayton saying our bench is rubbish. Decent replacement in Kyle Walker-Peters. Guilherme can play centre attacking midfield, who can play right wing. That's about it. At least we can move a couple around like Bowen and Juve as well. Hammer Time saying don't want to see anyone strolling around today. I completely agree. Todd saying we need 11 Bonzos on that field today. Hardest and fairest man I've ever seen play. Rest in peace, Billy. Always a hammer. I'm enjoying all the tributes to Billy. I'm enjoying them. Paul saying, let's hope the lads show the same passion as Billy today. They have to. They absolutely have to. Grouch is heartbroken, gutted. Not only my absolute hero from West Ham, but perhaps my favourite human ever. Habab said, I've seen Guilherme on the right and he's much better there than on the left. I agree. From what I have seen, he certainly appears to be better on the right hand side. Harry saying nothing but perfection is allowed today. Fred saying that every player's got to make Billy proud today. Stoner's got faith that everyone will be fired up. Risk of a red card though. Paqueta might be a little too fired up. That's it. You've got to channel it correct. I think you've got to tap into your emotion, but you've got to channel it correctly. Gene is saying what happened to the other two. They were both brilliant. Nick and Northey were absolutely brilliant, but it's just cost saving money, really. That's all it is. So we've just decided to save a little bit of money. I did 1 or 2 watch-alongs in the summer, which was always the plan, just to save money. But people encouraged me, and then when I did the Leo friendly, I just said to people, well, if there's enough support, I will do some more watch-alongs this season. And there was a lot of support, and I'm a man of my word, so here I am. Gary's asking how serious Somerville's injury is. I don't think it's that bad, but he is a little bit injury prone, isn't he? He does pick up a lot of niggles, Somerville. David saying 7 defenders on the bench. I mean, I disagree, David. You can word it like that if you want, but I disagree. Yes, we've got Walker-Peters, Kilman and Igor, but that's it. That's the defenders as far as I'm concerned. Rodriguez is a defensive midfielder. Yeah. No doubt about it. Irving, I'm not having him as a defensive midfielder, nor Souček. So I disagree. I think that's unfair just to word it like that. I think it's a little bit disingenuous, but that's my opinion about your opinion. Jace sobbed when heard about Billy, and he's still crying, understandably. Understandably. Ian said, massively sad day, grew up watching Billy. Proud to have been able to say, seen him play. Rest in peace, Bonzo. You are a legend. Mancunian is asking, what's your opinions on Magassa? He's looked okay. I think sometimes he's looked good. Sometimes he's looked a bit iffy. But he's young. It's a new league. I'm okay with what I've seen so far. I wanted to see more of him. And I think when I feel like that, there's obviously a reason. It's going to be a tough game for him, though. A difficult one up against Liverpool. And I know they're not in form at the minute. Szoboszlai is. Tough fixture. But if he wants to make it at West Ham, if he wants to make it in the Premier League, he's got to perform in games like this. You can't, use that it's a difficult game for every single fixture. So big opportunity for him today. I think we'll learn a lot about him as well. Nick saying centre-back and strikers a must for January transfer window. David saying the 7 defensive players, and that's better. Now that I can agree with. Terry saying never saw Billy play. Wasn't even born when he played, but my dad told him so many stories. Likewise, Terry, I never seen him play. But there's some players you don't need to see play to know how good they were. Hear lots of stories and just know how much he means to West Ham and so on. And he's definitely one of those. Westwood said, I'm going Potts man of match. He will know how much Bonzo meant to the club and fans through his dad. David saying no earthly means Nuno doesn't watch on the 21s. He said he doesn't watch them, David. Nuno was asked in the pre-match press conference for the Bournemouth game about watching the under 21s, and in that press conference, Nuno said he doesn't watch the games. He says that he'll get feedback about the players and he will then watch video clips of certain players, but he doesn't actually watch the games himself. Myself and Gonzo have two different opinions here. Gonzo doesn't mind it. I don't think it's good. I don't think it's a good look. And I don't understand why he doesn't watch them either. But we haven't really had a proper discussion about it or a debate about it. That's maybe something we'll do in a couple of weeks' time, post Brighton game, because it's a quick turnaround to the Man U game, didn't we? Phil got to see Billy Bonds play, and he was a true great. Nick saying Potts Senior to give a team talk today. I think so. Has to be, doesn't it? Just get them fired up. I think it's important that the players learn. I have no issues when we sign players who don't really know much about West Ham. It doesn't offend me, okay? It's not something I get offended by. So if Magassa comes to West Ham and he knows little about the club, I'm not offended. But I do like it when players do their best to educate themselves. So Soufal, because of his interview the other day with Athletic, is a good player to use here. When he arrived at West Ham, he didn't know anything about West Ham, so he went and found out. Him and his missus went to Upton Park and went to the pub so that they could learn about the history of the football club. Fornals did the same as well. He learned about the history of the football club because it was important to him. And I think when players adopt your club like that, I think it means a lot. So today, it's about educating them. It's about educating the players that don't know about Billy Bonds. That's okay. Let's not be offended by that. But those that's at the football club today, whether it's Steve Potts or Mark Noble, use today, take 10, 15 minutes to explain what Billy meant to the club, what Billy means to the fans, and why today is an important game because of Billy, and educate them. And I think that's the most important thing, to embrace what your club stands for. Kev says, Billy Bonds was a legend. I bumped into him and Trevor as I was coming out of the ticket hut. They both took the time to stop and sign my ITC card. I love that. I absolutely love that. There's more good stories like that about the older players than the current crop. Not as in today's squad. I just mean the modern generation of footballers. Full stop. It's just that access, isn't it? Or lack of access now. Football's changed a lot. Bite size said, today I don't like this guy and I want him to take behind the sheds and show my point of view. He's got to go. A bit strange. Todd said, fans today, make sure the noise at London Stadium registers on the Richter scale. Brian saying, Bonds was before my time as a fan, but I read his autobiography and the way everyone speaks of him makes me proud to have become a West Ham fan. Rest in peace, legend. Essex Brick says, still at work, just heard the news. Thoughts for his family and friends to the one true legend. That 4-0 loss in the cup, the atmosphere generated showed the love for Billy. Billy was named after Billy Bonds, was my dad's hero. He always called me Bonzo. I absolutely love that, Billy. I love that. Travis says, first time this season, I've been able to catch a game live with work. Thank you for being the man in my earpiece. getting me updated. It would be rude not tuning in for the pre-game chat. Well, Travis, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm here till after the full-time whistle. Got 15 minutes to kick off. I'll be doing the watch along, try and do my best to bring commentary, and then I'll do a little review after the game as well. Glenn's privileged to see Bonzo play. You couldn't bottle up what that man gave for West Ham. Kevin says, touch on being a little negative. None of this current team or anyone, unfortunately, that is a problem in my opinion. Not got a Billy Bonds loyalty. None of this current team or anyone, unfortunately, that is a problem. I don't understand what you're suggesting, Kevin, but thanks for your comment. Barry says, thanks to Charlton for Billy Bonds. Iron Disciple said, I watched back old games on YouTube. I used to download them when LimeWire was a thing, and absolutely did the knowledge on everything before me. As a fan, absolute Rolls Royce of a player. Nick said, met Billy at Upton Park when wife fainting, took the time to make sure she was okay. Well, I hope your wife's okay. But that is... Thank you for sharing your story and your experience of Billy. Anthony watched Billy play his first game for the Hammers. Feel like I've lost a family member. Rest in peace, Billy. Legend. My newborn child was crying in the NHS room because he was hungry. Then I heard a gentle voice saying, allow me, and began breastfeeding him and put him to sleep. It was Billy Bonds. Ian says, with Bonzo, there was nothing other than a 100%. I absolutely love that. Agree. Peter saying, I think what Kevin is suggesting is that modern players are mercenaries who care little for club history. Oh, possibly. I think some of them are, but I don't think they all are. I think that's unfair. I think, Sufal, Fanals, they're few and far between. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate it's a low percentage of players that you sign, but I think there's plenty of players today that really do try and grasp everything about a football club and what that football club stands for. Not just West Ham, other clubs as well. I mean, Crystal Palace right now, playing Man United, losing to Manchester United. Dean Henderson, someone that whenever there's, like a fan-led campaign, whether it's for flags, whether it's raising money for someone in an unfortunate position, Dean Henderson's always put money in. I think, could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that when they won the FA Cup, I think he went and put money behind the bar. Jesse Lingard did it at Man U as well. At the end of the season, Jesse Lingard would go to one of the local pubs and stick some money behind the bar for the fans and stuff like that. So I think a lot of the modern players are detached, but I do think there's still a small collection that do try and absorb everything at that football club that they're at, which is good. Graham said, I got to see him in the last few years at Upton Park, and I remember him being amazed that he was still playing in his 40s. He was a link to Bobby Moore and the 66 lads from my generation of 86. Peter was lucky enough to see Billy Bonds play. No one ever gave over for the club. He left 100% on the field every single time. Rest in peace, Billy. Stu said he was the first captain I saw grab his own players down injured and pull them to their feet. Noble took so much from Bonzo. I'm devastated. Billy saying, let's do it for Billy today and thump Liverpool. It would be very, very fitting if we can beat Liverpool today and everybody puts in a performance of that commitment and dedication, hard work, grit. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed we can do that today, West Ham. Right, 10 minutes till kick-off. Thank you very much. Please keep your thoughts coming into the live chat. Mick is feeling positive ahead of today. Nick says, really hope Magassa can channel his inner Bonzo today and put in a performance that will give Nuno's selection conundrum for the future. Yeah, it's a huge game for Magassa. Huge game. He's got the shirt today due to Somerville being injured. It's up to him now to keep it. It's up to him now to put in a performance that says, I start at Old Trafford on Thursday. Again, we can't underestimate how many players, when they come to the likes of West Ham, look forward to playing at Old Trafford as an opposition fan. And it'll be a big game for him. If he might want to play on Thursday night away to Man U. Well, to do that, you've got to play today. You've got to turn up, put in a good performance, give 100%, and hopefully you play well and keep your position. Sketch, thank you very much for the €10 super chat and the support for the channel, saying Billy Bonds more than a legend. Gene said, would it be the West Ham way we lose today? I think it would be without the Billy Bonds stuff. You know, Liverpool are out of form, they need a win, play West Ham, get the win. That would be West Ham. But I don't know, when it comes to tributes, meaningful games, I think sometimes there's just something a little bit magic about this football club. You know, the last ever game at Upton Park, we were never losing that game. We just weren't, because that was West Ham, where you could be rubbish for a lot of the time, but now and again something magic would happen, and that game was magical. And I think today could be one of those days where we just win, and there's nothing Liverpool can do about it. Fingers crossed. Nick, have I missed the Grace update? There's not really been one for a little while, but what I will say, for those that know, she wore her Bobby Moore PJs last night. So she wore them before the Burnley game and the Newcastle game, but I forgot all about it for the Bournemouth game because of everything that was going on. So last night was the third time she's wore them. Fingers crossed. Her run continues. Sorry, I'm not gonna lie, I'm distracted. Palace got a free kick on the edge of the box here in the last minute, and they're 2-1 down. Oh, he's whacked it into the wall, and that's probably going to be full time at Selhurst Park. Yeah, 3 points for Manchester United. Crystal Palace 1, Manchester United 2. Only seen the first half. Man, you weren't very good, so they managed to turn it around and get 3 points, which is frustrating ahead of us playing them on Thursday. And also, had Palace won, then we won, we'd go 4 points behind them. It's quite a nice thing to look at in the league table. I think it's a bit of pressure on us today. When I was looking at that league table earlier, we do need to make sure that we get some points on the board quickly. Hutchinsini is a West Ham, Sunderland fan, but he's hoping that West Ham can get something today. Stevie says, Bonzo was the first manager I saw at West Ham. I had the privilege of meeting him after a show, and he was the perfect gentleman. They don't make them like him now. Rehon is loving the lineup. Evan said, I've 67 to 88, I've never really stopped to look at that career length. It is mind-blowingly loyal. Complete respect. I completely agree. Then you've got everything post that as well. Leslie saying, rest in peace, Billy. What a player and what a captain. I was honoured and old enough to have seen him play and lift a trophy. Let's win for him and his memory. Rab said, my little girl's called Grace too, was born around the same time. Hope you and the family are well. Loving watching along, haven't missed one. Well, I appreciate you tuning in and sticking with me. I appreciate it a lot, and I hope your little one's good. It's coming up to 1, I assume. Hope you're ready for the birthday. Grace's birthday is very soon. I'm getting grief because we've not arranged anything for it yet. Colin said, I saw his first ever appearance at Upton Park. I think it was in 1967. It was a floodlit match. Anyone out there remember who we were playing? There will be a few who possibly do, Colin. Rob saying, rest in peace, a legend, a try-hard man and great footballer. You will greatly be missed, not just by us Hammers. Clip saying, I love a Potts goal. Deserves one. Number 6 saying, a lovely video of Billy at the stadium. Let me switch over to Sky Sports on the old Sky Go app. Let me get these straps out of the way. There we go. Sports. TV guide then. Let's try that way. West Ham, Liverpool. Yes, I would like to watch that, please. Thank you very much. Right then, kick off 5 minutes away at the London Stadium. Just give me 1 minute. Please, thank you very much. Right then, that's me ready. That's me ready for the football. I've got the game loaded up. It's ready rock and roll. Kick off 5 minutes away at the London Stadium. Hopefully we can get a win. Important day for West Ham today. Important game for West Ham today. Nuno, Magassa, a lot of stories, headlines waiting to be written. Thank you very much to anyone that's joining me live. Please do subscribe if you're new to the channel. Do drop a like on the video as well. That would be much appreciated. That's the teams coming out at the London Stadium. Come on. Nervous for today's game. Is that league table? Is that league table now? Suppose now you just tried to pop a bubble and missed. Come on, boys. What we're saying in the live chat, do you reckon we're going to win? What we're saying? I said 2-1 in the preview. I'm going to stick to it. I think we win 2-1 today. Do you think we're going to win? Let me know in the live chat what you're feeling ahead of the game. Give me your score predictions. Give me your thoughts, last minute thoughts on the game as they just talk us through the starting 11 from both teams. Dom reckons 3-2. I'm assuming he means West Ham. I'm just going to assume it's a West Ham win, Dom. Wirtz is saying agree 2-1. Simon reckons we're going to lose 4-1. A6 says we're going to win 3-1. Hopefully not doing an assignment in uni library today. In Talk says 4-2 West Ham. 2 Onions is going for Desmond. Clayton says 2-0 West Ham. Ross says home win 3-1. Gareth is also saying 3-1 for Bonds as Clan Blue Army. Nick saying 3-2 West Ham. Ant, who's a Sunderland fan, saying 2-0 West Ham. Fred says 3-1 West Ham. Number 6 saying I think it'll be 2-1. 2 more for Callum Wilson. Nick saying 3-2. Potts is going to get the winner. Martin says my heart says 3-1, but my head is going 2-all. Avid saying 6-2 for Billy. I like that. That's nice. Robbie saying 3-0 West Ham. Lewis is 4-3 West Ham. Mike's 2-1 West Ham. Avid's 3-2 West Ham. There's a lot of predictions for West Ham to win today. I like it. Wally, thank you very much for the $10 and the support for the channel. Thank you to the likes of Wally. There's no adverts on the video once you are in the video. He also says rest in peace, Billy Bonds. Daniel saying it's ours to lose, not theirs to win. 3-0 West Ham. Mick is saying 3-1 West Ham. Haha is 4-1 West Ham. Bowen with a hat trick. Dean saying late to the party. Let's do it for Bonzo. 3-1 West Ham. Clayton saying 2-0, but then again I thought Palace would beat Man U 2-0. Yeah, I thought they'd beat Man U 2-0 as well. They're not great after Conference League games through Palace. That's 4 Conference League games they've had. And they've lost 3 of the Premier League games following it with 1 draw. Just showing us Sir Trevor there at the game. Kick off just a minute or so away at the London Stadium. Just doing the photographs and the coin toss at the minute. And there's going to be a minute applause. Jared Bourne with a Billy Bonds shirt. Currently a minute applause at the London Stadium from Mr. West Ham United himself, Billy Bonds. Right, come on, boys. That's all the motivation in the world you need now. Go there and go do it for Billy. Jared Bowen just taking the shirt over Bonds for on the back over to the Billy Bonds stand and laying it down in front of the stand. I've got fucking goosebumps now. Jesus. Come on, boys. Do it for Billy. Bloody hell. Right, let me get the clock ready. I appreciate the game might have kicked off, but I've got the Sky Go app, so I'm a little bit behind. But the clock will say when I'm on. And we're underway at the London Stadium. West Ham United against Liverpool. A win would take us 3 points away from the relegation zone, 3 points away from Leeds United, and put us 4 behind the likes of Liverpool. A win, however, would have us a defeat would possibly have us in the bottom 3, depending on the scoreline after 13 games of the Premier League. And Liverpool got a free kick just inside their own half as Callum Wilson has fouled Gravenberch. That was a bit naughty by Callum Wilson, watching the replay, studs on the top of the foot kind of thing. They do sting, and it looks like it's Fernandes is going to play out in the left as suspected, with Lucas Paqueta in that number 10 role with Potts and Magassa in midfield. As Liverpool come forward here, where it's looking for Isak, but Mavropanos takes it off him and has travelled with it. He's found Callum Wilson, who's gone straight out to Jared Bowen here, and a little chance for West Ham to break, perhaps. Wan-Bissaka trying to get up. Bowen still got it. Finds Callum Wilson, who brings it down to Diouf, crosses it, overhit, and out for a goal kick. Nice little break there from West Ham, so a little bit of promising play, but the cross from Diouf, not quite enough. We didn't quite take advantage of that half a chance there that we got with Bowen being released, but good play by Mavropanos. For anyone looking for a link, there is a link to Hammers Chat Discord in the description below. I recommend you do not click on that because some people sometimes post links to illegal streaming websites. So you want to be careful in that Hammers Chat Discord. It's a nasty place with naughty people posting illegal links. So avoid the Discord. Van Dijk's got it, just gives it out to Kerkez on the halfway line at the minute. It's quite a slow tempo, although we're only 2 minutes in. Liverpool seem to be in no hurry to try and get the ball forward. If anything, it looks like they're keen to lower the tempo of the game. Maybe just try and be a little bit wary in case West Ham are fired up for it. But Gravenberch's played a nice ball out to Kerkez there, who's beating our timid press. Gakpo's now got it, who tees up Wan-Bissaka, and Paqueta gives him a little bit of a nudge, and just a goal kick to West Ham. Good defending by Lucas Paqueta there. Ionix watched Billy Bonds play many times, and he was a natural leader. Presence, hard work, dedication, commitment, and a character who led the way. Three minutes on the clock. Ariel goes long with the goal kick, which Callum Wilson flicks on, and it's a throw-in to Liverpool, as he couldn't quite divert it towards Jared Bowen. Peter saying, I hope number 4's shirt is reserved like number 6 shirt. I quite like the idea of making the number 4 shirt almost like the Academy's shirt. So, but not to anyone. But once you played a certain amount of games, or you've played enough, and you're like a proper first team player. So like Potts would be on the verge of it now. The number 4 is always worn by someone, and I appreciate that doesn't necessarily represent Bonds' journey, but what it does do is it represents Bonds' commitment. Anyway, Liverpool got a chance here where it's to Gakpo to Isak. He's pretty well high and wide there. That's a striker with no confidence in him whatsoever, that shot. But a wild kick by Diouf. It should have been an easy enough clearance, and he completely missed it. Gave Liverpool half a chance there. Diouf just needs to sharpen up a little bit now. And we're now into the 4th minute at the London Stadium. Everyone's on their feet with a tribute for Billy Bonds as Areola takes the goal kick. McAllister hooks away and it goes through to Todibo, who's not under too much pressure, but goes back to Alphonse Areola. Out to Mavropanos. He's just closing him down. So Mavropanos goes long, looking for the run of Wan-Bissaka, but it's overhit and it goes out for a throw into Liverpool. Halfway in their half, down our right, their left. Kerkez takes the throw in, long throw, Gakpo flicks it on, and Potts just knocks it down to Todibo, who goes out to... No, he doesn't. Yes, he does. It goes out to Todibo now. But number 4, doing a little dummy. West Ham just knocking the ball about quite nicely here. Nice and patient, but Magassa a bit ambitious. Looks for Diouf, and Gomez intercepts, but Diouf gets there but doesn't bring it under control. And now Liverpool have the ball with Kanate, who goes long, looking for Isak. Mavropanos deals with it really well and knocks it down to Todibo. A very low tempo to the game so far, 6 minutes in, and neither team appear to have much energy about them just yet. Two cautious sides at the moment. West Ham have a throw in halfway into Liverpool's half, which Diouf will take. I always get nervous when Diouf takes the throw in. Don't think he's the best at them. Anyway, he gives it to Paqueta, and we have another throw in. Just 10 yards down the line, just outside Liverpool's box now. So it's in a not bad position, this throw. Wilson's in the box, Bowen's in the box, Fernandes and Paqueta offering short options. Paqueta gets it, puts over Gomez's head, Gravenberch clears it, and West Ham have the first corner kick of the game. Dorian, will we retire the number 4? I wouldn't personally, but like I said, I would make it mean something. I wouldn't give it to everyone and anyone. I would make it like a meaningful number. So it's almost like an honour to wear the number 4 for West Ham United. Some teams have caught up with us in terms of set pieces conceded. Freddie Potts takes a corner. It's an in-swinger looking for Todibo, but he's been headed away by Gravenberch. Awkward bounce for Fernandes. Wirtz tries to get there, but Wan-Bissaka boots it forward and it goes out for a throw-in to Liverpool in their right-back area. Which Joe Gomez will take when it suits him. And he has not taken it yet because it does not suit him yet, but he has done now. Just goes down the line looking for Isak, but Potts gets his head on it, and it's another throw into Liverpool, which Joe Gomez will take once more. And he goes back to Gravenberch this time, and he goes back to Alisson, which Wilson's pressing, and it's a not a great kick by Alisson, but did find Kanate. Wirtz gives it back to McAllister. Again, very slow by Liverpool. There was maybe an opportunity there just to try and speed it up and try and get something going, but they didn't take that chance. But they have found Kerkez in a bit of space here, who's got away from Jared Bowen. Gakpo's got it. Wan-Bissaka being doubled up on at present. But again, Liverpool didn't try and take advantage of that numerical advantage they had. But they mightn't do now because it's back out to the left-hand side with Kerkez and McAllister. Kanate out to Szoboszlai. Back to Kanate. West Ham compact, but not as compact as we were against Bournemouth, people will be pleased to know. We are pressing, although quite a timid press. Bowen and Wilson are trying to put a little bit of pressure on the centre-backs when they have the ball. And West Ham have just got a corner right in our own corner flag here or on our left-hand side. Tadebo's clearance coming off a Liverpool player. Juve will take the throw in. Linesman just reminding him to get back into the corner, but he's going to try and gain as many yards as he can here, Juve, before he throws it. I mean, that's... I don't know what a foul throw is anymore. Sometimes I see those throw-ins and I think they're foul throws, but they're not. Neil is in Argentina on holiday. Can't find a bar showing the match. It's my first ever watch along. Thanks to the service. Neil, thank you. I'll do my best to provide commentary. Any questions, pop them into the live chat. And when there's breaks in play, I will turn my attention to the live chat. But I try and ignore it because I'm 20 seconds behind due to on the Sky Go app. Anyway, West Ham had the ball here. Paqueta gives it to Freddie Potts. Out to Tadebo. On the edge of our box. Out to Juve. He starts to travel forward with it. Szoboszlai puts him under pressure. So he goes back to Tadebo and he does not go back to Areola. The second time Tadebo's dummied it and he's tricked me. He finds Fernandez under pressure by Gomez, looks for Wan-Bissaka, who's in a bit of space out on the right-hand side here, Wan-Bissaka. Bowen Wilson in the middle. Wan-Bissaka pops it in, Alisson punches it. Magassa knocks it down to Juve. We've still got numbers forward here. Fernandez could shoot from distance. He does. Blocked by Konate. And goes out to Tadebo, who goes to Magassa. The referee's call for a stop and play here because Alisson is down. He collided with his own player, if I remember correctly. Just watching this, Alisson comes out, punches it. Yeah, he collides with Joe Gomez. So that's the game paused. Which is fine. I'll be honest, I don't mind it too much. If our keeper was down, I'd want the referee to stop play. Whether he should go down or not is a different conversation. But he does look like he's struggling, Alisson. I always find him quite an honest goalkeeper. I'm a big fan of Alisson. He didn't look anything too serious. It was just a little collision, but sometimes an elbow in the rib can really upset you and wind you. He's back up on his feet now, though. Headband readjusted. Charles says if he goes off, got to improve our chances. I would agree with that one. So there'll be a drop ball, which I'm assuming we will get the ball back because we were in comfortable possession when he peeped up, and we will. Freddie Potts, Vert's not happy. But anyway, Potts has got it. Plays restarted. 12 minutes on the clock at the London Stadium. Still 0-0. No chance for either side yet. Paqueta's dropped into a deep position here. And he's not much options. He goes backwards to Mavpanos to Tadebo. Szoboszlai pressing Tadebo again, but a quick 1-2 to Juve. Frees him up. Magassa, Paqueta, Wan-Bissaka, all with their hands in the air. A real eagerness to get on the ball from West Ham midfielders today. I think there's no hiding out there. They're all trying to make themselves available, although we are being quite patient and quite risk-free. Areola goes long looking for Wilson. Konate puts him under a bit of pressure. Referee says no foul. And Liverpool come away with the ball here with Alexis McAllister out to Isak. Bad first touch. Wan-Bissaka nicks it off him. And he finds Magassa. Back to Wan-Bissaka. Paqueta wants it, gets it. Lovely ball into Potts. It's a nice first touch. Potts is breaking away. Bowen makes his run. Wilson's in the middle. Potts, little options. Looks for Wilson, but it's been cleared by Konate. Didn't make the most of that. Potts looked a little bit uncomfortable in an advanced position there. Potts, wasn't quite assertive in regards to what to do. But we come again now. Paqueta's got the ball, although he's holding on to it. And Wirtz does exactly what Paqueta wants and just tugs his arm, gives us a free kick on the halfway line. We restart play again. I will say Magassa's... I like Magassa. He's eager to get on the ball and he's keeping it simple, and that's what I want from those deep line midfielders. Give it to the likes of Paqueta and Fernandez, and he's doing that role okay so far. Wan-Bissaka's come forward here. Gakpo challenging him. Wan-Bissaka's done well to hold on to it. Kirkez has gone out to help his teammate, and it's a Liverpool throw. Wirtz just having a word with Kirkes prior to the throw-in. Kevin's just made it. How's the match so far? Uneventful. 15 minutes in. Neither keepers had to do a thing. Well, Alisson was winded after colliding with his own player, but that's all. Anyway, Liverpool come with it now. Gravenberch in the middle of the pitch. Paqueta puts the tackle in. Paqueta fouls him, and there's a free kick to Liverpool just inside their own half. But not a bad foul to give away. Both teams looking comfortable, Kevin. I don't think either team's taking too much risks. McAllister just has the ball at the minute. Little pressure from West Ham. Wirtz has got it. Kirkes just inside West Ham's half. He goes back to McAllister, who's on the halfway line. And West Ham are allowing Liverpool just to have the ball here. Although Fernandes is joining Wilson in a soft press. And soft is generous. But Liverpool break with Wirtz here. Looks for Isak and just puts it behind for a corner kick. A quick bit of play there by Liverpool. Kirkes went past Bowen, who put a tackle in, and it sort of hit Kirkes in the foot and went to Wirtz. It got a little bit of luck, Liverpool. Nearly made it pay. I'll have to say it though, I mean, this might come back to haunt me, but Isak does look like a striker bang out of form at the minute. So it's a corner kick to Liverpool. Szoboszlai takes on the right hand side, so it's an outswinger for the Reds. And it comes towards Van Dijk. High, wide. Wasted opportunity that for Van Dijk. If you're watching that as a Liverpool fan, you might expect a bit more and a bit better. Paqueta tried to block him, but didn't really manage it. So Van Dijk ended up having a free header to some extent. Fernandes was there, but unchallenging. Paqueta tried to just grapple Van Dijk and block his run, but Van Dijk just shrugged him off pretty easily. So that's something we're going to have to be aware of for the next Liverpool corner. And Areola goes long with the resulting goal kick, which gets flicked down towards Jared Bowen. But Gakpo tackles him well, and Bowen just niggling away at him, but it breaks to Wirtz. Another bit of luck there for Liverpool. Gakpo looking for Isak, but Mavpanos cuts it out well. And Paqueta, lovely by Paqueta, finds Magassa, but his pass to Wilson is off. Intercepted by Gomez, and Van Dijk now has the ball. Alexis McAllister now got it, just in the middle of the pitch. I mean, that is too easy. He's found Gravenberch, who's found Gakpo, but good tackle by Mavpanos. Wan-Bissaka clears it to Wilson, who chests it down lovely to Fernandes, who's trying to get things moving here. Takes on Alexis McAllister. Great ball looking for Callum Wilson. Up against Konate. Deflected behind corner kick. There's no support there for Callum Wilson. He didn't really have much options. But well done by Fernandes, who completely skinned McAllister. Lovely ball out to Callum Wilson, who was inside Liverpool's box, but quite wide. He tried crossing it, and luckily it was blocked by Konate, because there was absolutely no one in the box whatsoever. Bowen, Magassa, they were all quite some distance behind. So we've got a corner out of nothing there. Freddie Potts will take. So it'll be another in-swinger from our left-hand side. 18 minutes on the clock. West Ham's second corner of the afternoon. First one found to Debo. Let's see what this one does. It's looking towards Mavpanos. We couldn't just quite get his head on that. It's a goal kick to Liverpool. And maybe a missed opportunity there. I'm just watching this one. It looked like a decent corner from Freddie Potts. Yeah, I think Gomez just gives Mavpanos a little bit of a bump to put him off. But I think it's dare to say, a poor run by Mavropanos. He's almost ran too far, so when he tries to head it, he's having to duck backwards a little bit. Had he just got his run a little bit better, the delivery from Potts I quite liked. I thought it was quite flat, in a decent area, a decent bit of power. I was liking that delivery from Potts. Poorly attacked by West Ham, I would say. Anyway, Liverpool taking a goal kick, and they've got right up to the halfway line, uncontested. And McAllister's just found Kirkes out on the left here, but Paqueta's put the tackle in, and we've got a free kick because it hit Kirkes on the arm anyway. Skase is saying the same as myself, really, which is it's a really good ball by Potts. I thought it was a bit of a wasted one. In talk thinks we're doing okay, nice and steady. Don't disagree. We're doing all right. Gilly, they're on their balcony on a cruise. Currently on our way to Bonaire, Aruba, and Curacao. Is that how you pronounce it? They just qualified for the World Cup. I need to learn how to pronounce it. Listening to the watch along. Well, thank you. I appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate the support. A little bit of header tennis going on here, and it falls to Wilson, but Van Dijk gets his head on it. Wilson brings it down, and the offside flag is up against our English striker. Approaching 20 minutes on the clock, nothing's really happened. Liverpool just starting to take their free kicks a little bit quicker now, though. Gravenberch just giving out to Gomez here. They're starting to just try and, I wouldn't say up the intensity, but they're trying to just move the ball a little bit quicker. They're starting to just find that ball into their midfield a little bit easier as well now. So it's something we're going to have to, I think we need to switch on and sharpen up a little bit. Wan-Bissaka with a tackle on Kerkez, throw into Liverpool, who goes back to Van Dijk, and they start their build-up once again. Gakpo's got it from Van Dijk, out to McAllister, to Kerkez, to Van Dijk. We're sitting off them now. Van Dijk, lovely ball to, well, it was looking like one. Isak, out to Gomez. Bit of space for Gomez here. He gets his cross in. Gakpo down to Wirtz, to Isak. Ooh, blocked. Saved by Areola. Thumped away by Fernandes. Our first warning. 21 minutes on the clock now. That should be 1-0 Liverpool. I think Newcastle Isak scores that. Gakpo's got it out on the left here. Looks for Wirtz. Blocked by Wan-Bissaka, and a corner kick to Liverpool. Just watching the replay here. Gomez just hooks it to the back post. Gakpo heads it down into 6-yard box. Isak, it's a difficult one for the striker really. His first touch is poor. And it turns out it wasn't a corner. It was a throw-in, and they've already taken it. Play is resumed. Van Dijk out to Konate. To Gomez. So Bosley's picked up a nice little position here. Gomez whips it in towards Isak. It was headed away. Paqueta brings it down. Loose touch. Kerkez to Wirtz, who's getting more and more influential in the game as the minute goes on. Gravenberch out to Gomez. Diouf does well to nick it off the Liverpool right back, and he clears it down the line. We're starting to just feel a little bit under pressure now here. The the linesman though has given a free kick for Diouf. Looks in a little bit of pain there. Just watching the replay, cleared it down the wing. A little clip on his ankle by Gomez. Just watching the save by Areola. Gakpo headed it down. Wirtz tried to head it but missed it. It hit Isak on the thigh and bounced up. So it was a difficult one, but it was a great save by Areola. He just he threw himself at it. It's proper Peter Schmeichel stuff. Just fling yourself at it and hope you get something on it, and he did. Still 0-0. Halfway through the first half, Areola goes long with the free kick, and it's straight out for a Liverpool throw-in. That's a bit disappointing. Gomez takes it quickly. Goes back to Konate. Liverpool just restarting games a little bit quicker than they were in the first 10-15 minutes now. Gravenberch has completely skinned Freddie Potts there, taking him out of the game. Liverpool break now. Kerkez comes forward, long ball, switched to the right-hand side to Szoboszlai, but Diouf read it really well and intercepts it, and he's going to keep it in as well, Diouf. He's only got Wilson ahead of him, but he's approaching Konate, goes past Konate, gets brought down, free kick surely. Referee says no. I thought he was a little bit handsy there, Konate. Was it good body strength? I thought he put both hands on Diouf and just shoved him over personally, but Liverpool come away with it. Wirtz has got it. Gomez is picking up a lot of space, Gomez. Fernandes is quite narrow, so we don't really have a left-sided midfielder. And I think Gomez is enjoying that. Konate, lovely ball into Gravenberch, goes by Magassa. Magassa brings him down. Oh, I thought that was a penalty, I'm not going to lie. It's referee hasn't given anything. I hope that was outside the box, because if it's inside, we might have a problem here. I thought that was a pen. Very clumsy, my Magassa. We've just got to hope that this was outside the box rather than inside. Yeah, it's outside the box. VAR can't get involved. Play on. Lucky to get away with that, though. I'll tell you something. Maybe he does get the ball, looking at that replay. Maybe he does get something on it. It looked risky is a definite way of describing that, though. I thought he maybe got the player before the ball, but we've got away with it anyway. Good tackle, got away with it. Take your pick. Troy said it was a dive, and Aswike said it was class for Magasa. I thought it was risky. But anyway, Lord said that's what I call a close encounter. Usually they get given, don't they? But not today. Ariola goes long. Looking for Wilson. Kanate all over him, but the referee just says play on, as you'd expect. Fernandez is just trying to pinch off Szoboszlai, who does well to clear it, but Magasa getting stuck in here. Bowens took it off McAllister. Jared Bowens got it. Looks for Wilson, flicked away by Kirkaz, and Szoboszlai brings it down. Got to start doing more with these half chances. Todibo intercepts it well. He's doing all right, Todibo. Gravenberg, who's starting to impose himself on the game, is pulling away from Bowen, comes forward, finds Wirtz. He's got a little bit of space here, looking for Gakpo. Well rired, cleared by Wan-Bissaka. Juve flicks it away. Fernandez loses out now. Gravenberg's got it. McAllister. Liverpool just starting to just turn the screw on us a little bit. Szoboszlai's got it now. Out to Wirtz, who's having a good game for Liverpool, I think. Quick passing by Liverpool. Szoboszlai releases Gomez, who cuts back for Isak, but Mavpanos read it well and he clears it. Kanate under pressure by Jared Bowen. He tries to clear it, but Fernandez picks it up. Little options for Fernandez, who's just held on to it and given it back to Juve. Not an unwise thing to do. And Juve gives it to Mavpanos, who's in plenty space. And he comes forward with it here. And he's lost out to Isak. And Gakpo picks up, but Mavpanos was tackling. But Isak picks up the loose ball. He's now running at West Ham's defence, which is at all 6s and 7s here. Gakpo, Magasa does well. Wins the foul on the edge of our box. Magasa does. That was poor from Mavpanos. He just ran out of time. But the worst thing is everyone can see him running out of time except him. He was just jogging forward with it. And you could see him running out of space and he just kept doing it. Potts covered for Mavpanos well, though. And Magasa won us a free kick on the edge of our box. 27 minutes on the clock at the London Stadium. 0-0. One big save from Ariola. Little chances for West Ham. And Ariola goes long looking for Wilson. But Kirkaz wins it and Liverpool bring it down and Gravenberg has it now. Van Dijk on the ball. To Kanate. And goes back to Van Dijk. Liverpool just inside their own half at the minute. And we've got players in Liverpool's half. We're not really pressing. And this is the problem. They're cutting our midfield open way too easily here. Gakpo's got it. Kirkez on overlap. Cuts it back and it's cleared by Juve. And I have to say, I'm not enjoying our midfield here. I like the players, but our press is so timid that Liverpool are just doing a quick 1-2. And they're taking Paqueta and Fernandez out of the team. And it's a bit too easy at the minute for Liverpool in there. Albeit they've not created too much, but I do feel like the opportunity to create something is there. Magasa just leaving something in on Wirtz, and I think he's just going to get a bit of a warning from the referee. And he is getting a warning from the referee there, Magasa. Just a little bit too eager. Liverpool have got a free kick just inside the West Ham half now. Szoboszlai will take. And it goes. Headed away by Mavpanos, but not very far. Paqueta flicks it on. Wirtz brings it down. It's bouncing everywhere here. Fernandez knocks it down. McAllister picks it up. McAllister deflected into the hands of Areola. A shot on target, although an easy one for Areola to deal with. Come on. Half an hour gone. West Ham just need to sharpen up a little bit. Juve comes forward here. Looks for Wilson. Van Dijk picks it up easily enough and he gives it to Gomez. Wilson's struggling. It's not his fault. He's got absolutely nothing to go on. But Juve just played the pass for Callum Wilson there as if he's quick, like 22, not 30, whatever he is. McAllister out to Joe Gomez here. Wirtz under overlap, but Juve cut it out. Possession in the last 10 minutes is on the screen and just showing that Liverpool have had the ball for 84%. West Ham a measly 16% for any of you that dislike maths. Gravenberch to Szoboszlai, into Wirtz. Juve gets a toe on it and it goes to Todibo. Potts gives it to Juve, looks for Fernandez, difficult pass to make, but we got a little bit lucky as Joe Gomez miscontrolled it and it's a throw into West Ham. Our passes need to be a little bit sharper here, and I think Wirtz is picking this up. I think he's controlling the game, and I think Gravenberch is as well. Juve looks for Callum Wilson with a throw in. He chests it down and lovely ball out to Wan-Bissaka. Great play by Callum Wilson. Wan-Bissaka comes forward here. Bowen and Wilson make their move. He looked for Paqueta. He got blocked. He finds Paqueta at the second attempt. He goes down. Referee says no. Wirtz comes forward with it. Magassa flies in. Wins it. McAllister picks up to Szoboszlai. Liverpool got plenty of players forward here on the left. He finds Wirtz, who shrugs off Paqueta. Looks for Gakpo. Todibo. Good defending by Todibo. And he just brings it away from defence here. Game's a little bit stretched. Looks for Callum Wilson, who gets a shrug from Konate. A free kick from the referee. And an important free kick as well, actually. I think that was quite lenient by the referee there. Wirtz there playing a lovely ball into Gakpo, but a poor first touch, and Todibo took it off him. Warning signs. A lot of warning signs for West Ham. This is a poor Liverpool team, though. I think if we played sort of prime Liverpool like this, we'd be a couple of goals down by now. So just need to just do a little bit better. Todibo takes the free kick and goes back to Areola, who gives it back to Todibo. To Juve, back to Magassa. Paqueta wants it, gets it, turns, faces Liverpool's defence. Out to Jared Bowen on the right, who's not had a great game so far. Gives it back to Paqueta. Into Fernandez, into Magassa. Back to Paqueta. Liverpool not pressing us too much. Lovely little ball into Fernandez. Nice space he's picked up. Out to Jared Bowen on the right. Gives it back to Fernandez. It's bad. It's poor from Bowen. That didn't need to happen. That could have been better. Fernandez made an underlapping run there, and Bowen seen it, and it wasn't a difficult pass to make, though, but he made it a bit of a physical contest between Fernandez and Van Dijk, which the Liverpool centre-back won, so it's a goal kick to Liverpool, but it didn't need to be like that. I just want sort of prime Jared Bowen back, if possible. It's been a little while. I miss him. Anyway, Liverpool just playing out from the back. The scores from around the grounds are up on the screen at the minute, and it's Aston Villa 0, Wolves 0, Nottingham Forest 0, Brighton 0. Not too much action going on around the Premier League. Van Dijk just travelling forward with it now, giving it to McAllister, who's inside his own half. And he finds Gravenberch, who looks for Gakpo. Easy for Liverpool. Gakpo running at Wan-Bissaka, cutting inside. It's bouncing around outside our box at the minute. Wirtz picks it up. Out to Joe Gomez. Crosses it away by Todibo. Fernandez knocks it down to Juve. Into Callum Wilson. Looks for Fernandez, but Gomez intercepts it. Now Szoboszlai and Gravenberch just try and get under control, and they do, and they give it out to Joe Gomez. Goes back to Gravenberch, into Szoboszlai. Bad pass, and it's a goal kick to West Ham United. Come on. Having said we are crap, playing the badge as usual, we're going to lose, concede. I mean, I have to agree with that. I mean, it's not been great from us, and it does feel like we're showing Liverpool way too much respect. And this is not a good Liverpool side. This Liverpool team we're seeing at the minute is poor. But they're looking okay. Areola goes long. Van Dijk wins it. Mavropanos heads it back in direction of Liverpool's defence, which Paqueta flicks on as well. But Van Dijk heads it. Magassa heads it. After 5 headers, it's a throw into Liverpool. I wouldn't have taken a draw before the game because I fancied us winning, I'll have you know. But at this point, I think I would. I've not got good feelings. Magassa does well against Isak. Good ball by Magassa into Jaya Bowen. Him and Wilson run at Van Dijk and Konate. Can Bowen do something here? Come on. Edge of the box stuff now. McAllister's got back. Bowen has a shot blocked. It falls to Fernandes. Juve wants out on the left. Fernandes tries to just get a little bit of space. He's giving it to Potts, who's giving it out to Juve. He will cross it. Away by Konate. And it's a throw into West Ham just inside our own half on our left-hand side. Come on. 10 minutes until half-time. West Ham have players forward here as Juve will take a throw in halfway inside the Liverpool half. He goes back to Potts and he gets it back and he gives it back to Potts. Dinks it looking for Jai Bowen. Ambitious pass, overhit, goal kick to Liverpool. We haven't created anything yet. It's been quite a straightforward, easy afternoon for Alisson. The only pressure he's come under is when Gomez elbowed him in the ribs. Anyway, Liverpool have taken the goal kick and again they're allowed to just travel up the pitch with it quite easily. McAllister's got it just inside their own half. And he goes out to Konate. And they'll come back over to the left-hand side with Van Dijk and McAllister now. They're just waiting for us to step forward because when we have, it has been a very lazy press from us at times and they're able to get the ball into Gravenberch quite easily. So I think they're just waiting for that pass to open up into Gravenberch. Van Dijk's got it at the minute though into McAllister. They're inside our half now with it into Wirtz, into Gravenberch, back to Wirtz. They've opened our midfield up again. And it's away by Tadibo. Jai Bowen brings it down and we win a free kick. I have to say, our Magassa and Potts, it's not their fault, but the space in front of them is opening up quite easily because Fernandes, Bowen, Wilson, Paqueta, the press is quite poor from them. And it's just a quick 1-2 and it's finding Gravenberch and Wirtz very easily in there. It's not difficult for that Liverpool midfield at the moment. Areola will go long with this free kick just outside his box, looking for Callum Wilson, who's backing into Van Dijk, but he fouls Van Dijk. He sort of gave him a little bit of a reverse clothesline, really. Callum Wilson on Van Dijk. I've got no complaints with that being a free kick. Felt a bit unnecessary from Wilson, but coming up to 38 minutes on the clock. Van Dijk stroking his esophagus. And he's taking the free kick and rolled it back to Alisson. Gives it to Konate. Paqueta trying to press him. He goes out to Gomez into Szoboszlai, which has found Tadibo in an uncomfortable position and he backs off quite quickly and Liverpool go backwards with the ball anyway. And now Konate gives it to Van Dijk and McAllister wants it as usual, but Van Dijk goes long, looking for the run of Gakpo. Wan-Bissaka gets something on it. It's Wirtz. Oh, it's saved by Areola. Another warning sign by West Ham. Again, it looks like a player out of confidence. It was a long ball by Van Dijk looking for the run of Gakpo. Had tried to get in behind Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka got there first, but it was almost like a strange aerobatic kick and it fell to Wirtz, who tried to side foot past Areola, but a timid effort by the German international and is comfortably saved by Areola. But they should be doing better than that, Liverpool. They're missing a couple of chances here because their players are just not firing at the minute. But they've got Salah and Ekitike on the bench who, whilst not in great form, I would put money on Ekitike putting that one away. Liverpool just build up from the halfway line once more. McAllister is on the ball and he gives it to Van Dijk. Out to Kirkaz. Who's up against Jared Bowen, who's pinned back at the minute. McAllister's got it. Out to Konate, who comes forward with it. A little pressure on the ball from West Ham. Konate crosses it. It's not a great cross. Wan-Bissaka heads it away. Bowen tries to bring it down and does so successfully. But he dribbles out with it. And it'll be a throw into Liverpool just outside our box. Over on West Ham's right-hand side. Poor from West Ham. Wirtz has got it from the throw-in though. Liverpool just get ready to rack up another attack. Gravenberch has the ball in the middle of the pitch. Out to Konate, who's increasingly drifting forward here for Liverpool. Gravenberch's on the ball. Out to Konate once more, who comes forward. Potts is having to go out to close him down. Gomez. Back to Konate. Potts has nicked off him and done really well and won a free kick there. Freddie Potts. Great play by Freddie Potts there. Very patient. Hammer Time says it feels like we're trying to get in 0-0 at half time, and I completely agree. I think that's exactly what we're trying to do at this point. Stats have flashed up here. We've had 3 shots to their 5. They've had 3 on target. We've had just 4 touches in Liverpool's box, but they've only had 10 in our box. So the statistics would suggest that it's not that much of a contest, but I don't know. I think Liverpool feels more comfortable, but I feel like Liverpool can crank it up a gear or 2 quite quickly, whereas with us, I don't know, I'm not feeling it today. We need to rocket up them at half time. The potential to win this game is there. This is not a good Liverpool team. They're not playing well, but it's been quite comfortable for them. Anyway, Magassa coming forward there. Wirtz putting him under pressure. Gives it to Freddie Potts. Out to Fernandez. He tries to go by McAllister, but he doesn't manage it and he ends up fouling Gakpo. Costa saying we're missing the pacey outlet in Somerville. I completely agree with that. Liverpool just pass it down the middle of the pitch again. Magassa's got done there by Wirtz. Too easy, way too easy. Gomez whips it in. Areola gets a hand on it and needed to. Otherwise, Isak might have just popped that one in the back of the net. Gakpo to McAllister to Szoboszlai on the edge of the box. Out to Gomez. He clips it in again towards the back post. Areola punches it and it's a corner kick to Liverpool. And the pressure's just getting increased a little bit. Magassa just jumping out of midfield there and getting completely done. It opened the pitch right up for Liverpool. It's one of them, if they had a better player in Gomez's position, they might have a bit more from this game. Some of the crosses are not great from Gomez. We may see Szoboszlai get put out there in the second half to capitalise on this. We've got a free kick. Unsure what for, but Areola's got a free kick in his box, which he will go long and once again look for Callum Wilson, who's beaten to it by Kirkaz, but it gets knocked down to Potts. Pops over the head of Szoboszlai to Juve, who just pumps it forward, really. Konate gets his head on it. Szoboszlai gives Potts a nudge in the back, and West Ham got a free kick inside Liverpool's half. And I think the centre-backs are just saying, just give us a second, let us get up for this one. So it looks like Todibo and Mavropanos are going to come forward here. Potts is on the ball. Paqueta has shown an interest in it as well. As we will send this ball into the box from just inside Liverpool's half. Paqueta walking away from it now. So it's Freddie Potts that's going to deliver this. Mavropanos, Todibo will be the target. We've got Magassa in the box as well, with Wilson and Bowen. So there's a little bit of height in there for West Ham, with Magassa's additional physicality in there. Potts will take it. Goes long, looking towards Jared Bowen. Van Dijk heads it. McAllister brings it down. Fernandez puts in the block, and it's a throw into Liverpool deep inside their half. On our right-hand side, their left-hand side. So Kirkaz will take it. Maybe 10 yards up from the goal line. chance for West Ham to maybe just box Liverpool in here and try and nick something on the second ball if we can. Just don't make it an easy get out for Liverpool. Kerkez will take the throw. Not much options here for him. He goes long looking for Isak. No, it's Gakpo, sorry, who flicks it on, and Mavpanos deals with Isak well, and Todibo gathers it up, and he goes back to Areola, who puts it straight down the middle of the pitch. Van Dijk with a free header, and Mavpanos with a free header, but McAllister brings it down. Bowen just puts him under pressure, but he shrugs him off quite well, the Argentinian. To Gravenberg. He gives it to McAllister. Magassa does well, but lucky. Comes away with it, Magassa. He goes by Kerkez. Just 1 minute of stoppage time here. Wan-Bissaka picks it up. He's looking. There's not much option, so he has to go back to Magassa, who goes back to Mavpanos, and he will go out to Todibo and possibly out to Juve just to complete it, and he does. Potts is on the ball. Magassa wants it. Paqueta wants it. Paqueta gets it. He's under pressure by Gomez. He goes back to Potts. Out to Juve on the left. To Potts. Into Paqueta. Lovely ball by Paqueta to Juve. Gets him in behind the fullback. Who does well, Juve. And he wins us a corner kick. 20 seconds to go. We've got a corner kick over on our left-hand side. So a chance for Freddie Potts with an in-swinging corner. This will be the last attack, the last action of the half, surely, with just 10 seconds of play to go before the stoppage time has been fulfilled. Freddie Potts will take this corner. Come on, boys. Just someone do something. We need a hero. They've been all right so far, his corners. Potts, you want to get towards the back post on the 6-yard line. That's where you want to attack, really. Potts hits it there quite consistently as well. In line with the far post on the 6-yard line, that little area. Potts whips it in towards Mavpanos, and it's another corner kick for West Ham. But the referee blows for half-time. West Ham United 0, Liverpool 0. Half-time at the London Stadium. Let's talk about the game. See what you're all saying. Let me know what your thoughts are at half-time as I adjust the clock and make it half-time. There we go, beautiful. Let me know what you think in the live chat. James saying we haven't gone for them nearly as much as we should have. I completely agree with that. It's been a little bit limp from us. Chris saying waiting all week for this. Clayton saying let's go all out. Walker Peters on for Juve. Oh, wait, hang on a minute. He said this wrong. So Kyle Walker Peters on for Juve. Oh, so right, okay, I've worked out. Clayton would like Magassa off, Walker Peters on, put Juve left wing, and then Bowen off for Guilherme. Bold calls Clayton would like to see. Steve saying Magassa can't get near Wirtz. He's losing it every single time. He's very rash, Magassa. He dives in, doesn't he? Benjamin saying hanging in there, but it looks like Liverpool can score at any time. Trosh says, that's not Charles, that's Dean, who says 2 bang average teams here out of form, but it's 0-0, so we'll go again. Carl saying it's a bit meh, but Liverpool have got nothing. Beaton saying Billy Bonds would be ashamed of the fans in this thread. It's a bit harsh, though, only just displaying their opinion. David saying Todibo looks like a new man. I think he's having a good game. Got lucky on a couple of occasions, but he's a good player. Pierre saying Brighton is 1-0 up. Yay, that would be a good result for West Ham if Brighton could win at the City Ground against Nottingham Forest. Jay is saying, that's not Jay, that's no one. Jay is saying, hope he doesn't sub too early. We were all right the first 20. Well, you say that, Jay. I think Liverpool just were worse in the first 20. They're still bad, but they're just not as bad. Tan saying, looks like if both teams were offered 0-0, they'd have took it and not bothered. It can only get better. Buzz saying 2 poor teams with no penetration up front. Liverpool shading it, but we can only improve. Yeah. Steve is saying 2 passive. Need to come out strong early in the second half. I don't want to see Paqueta marking Van Dijk for corners anymore. Right, let me give me my thoughts at halftime, then I'll turn back to the live chat again. Just want to say thank you very much for joining me. If you are joining me at halftime, 1,300 of you are. Thank you so much. Please do subscribe if you're new to the channel, and please also drop a like on the video by clicking the thumbs up button. We've got 479 likes. We could get that closer to 700-800. That would be much appreciated. But thank you very much for joining me. And what I will say, I'm disappointed at halftime. It's 0-0. That's the only positive. The only positive at halftime, in my opinion, is the fact that it's 0-0 and Liverpool aren't that good. I was expecting more tempo, more aggression from us, more desire. I think some players are jumping in, but it's not necessarily good things. I think Magassa's diving into tackles, but it feels a little bit raw. He needs to be kept on a leash in the second half, because a couple of opportunities have arisen for Liverpool by Magassa diving in and missing his tackle. It leaves a big space in front of our defence. I was hoping for more from us. I am disappointed with how we played, but I think Liverpool have been poor. And because if we were playing last season's Liverpool, I think we'd be a couple of goals down by half-time, but we're not. We're playing an out-of-form, lacking confidence Liverpool side. Isak looks out of confidence, looks like he's shot. Wirtz, that chance he had, a confident player punishes us, but he's not. And I think that shows, although I do think him and Gravenberch influencing the game quite positively. McAllister's getting on the ball a lot, but doing little with it. But he's finding those passes into the likes of Wirtz. And I think you look at that Liverpool bench with Ekitike, with Salah, I think it's fair to assume they will improve if they make subs. Those players are also out of form, but you'd imagine they're going to get better. I think we've got to come out fast in the second half. If we're going to win this game, I think we're going to have to win it in the first 15, 20 minutes of the second half. I don't think there's a late winner for us here. I think Liverpool are likely to make changes. I think Gomez was getting a lot of space down that right-hand side, and I think we've got away with it because it was Joe Gomez. I think if I'm Arne Slot, I'm possibly bringing on Curtis Jones at half-time for Gomez and putting Szoboszlai out there, and then we will be dealing with crosses from Szoboszlai instead of Gomez. So I think they will improve their supply chain quite drastically with just one change from Slot at half-time, and he may change it. He's showing that he will make changes at half-time if he wants to. Slot, not so much now, but he certainly used to be quite decisive and whatever. So we need an improvement in terms of what do we do. Looking at the bench, there's nothing I really want to see. If I'm honest with you, there's nothing I really want to. I'm determined, or I'm looking at thinking that's the guy that's going to make a difference. You could make some changes. Do you bring Walker Peters on? He's a good player, but would he make a big difference going forward? Probably not. Maybe I don't know. Souček's got a goal in him, but I don't think this is a Souček kind of game. I think Souček's got a goal in him when it's maybe kitchen sink stuff and we're whipping crosses in, but we're not doing that. So I don't think it's his game. Fulkrug, his attitude stunk against Bournemouth, so I've got little to no desire to see him. If I knew we were going to get the Fulkrug that we could get, I'd be up for that. But I feel we're more likely to see the Fulkrug that wants to avoid injury because of the January transfer window at the minute. Guilherme, that's the wild card. There's little options on the bench there. There's nothing really I look at and think, that's the guy I'm going to get on and he's going to make a difference for us. And I think that's the sad thing, really. Charles is saying Guilherme on the left. Possibly. But who do you bring off? Do you bring Magassa off? Pop Fernandez in there. Put Guilherme on the left and put on that curveball. But it is a gamble no matter what you do, isn't it? It's there's not really a dead cert change, which is frustrating, really. Steve saying Paqueta and Bowen have been bang average. They have. Bowen's been poor. There's been a couple of opportunities that one at one point he was running at Van Dijk, and I just think Jared Bowen last season or the season before would have gambled. He'd have knocked that 5 yards and tried to go round Van Dijk, and he didn't do it today. They jockeyed each other until the box, and then Bowen turned and went backwards with the ball. There was no risk from Jared Bowen. It's a shame. We need Bowen with a little bit of confidence about him, a little bit of swagger. How do we get that out of him? Charles is saying put Paqueta on the left. I think he's been popping up on the left. I think the half wore on, I think Fernandes was popping up more central, out of possession, and Paqueta was out on the left with Joe Gomez. But again, there's not really anything that makes me want to think, yeah, I fancy a little bit of that. Tony's saying, what's up with Somerville? What's the extent? I know it's supposedly a minor injury, but he's missing today, so we'll wait and see. You can be quite injury prone. But they're saying someone needs to be running at Kanate. It looked like their weak link. Yeah, I completely agree. We don't really have anyone to do it unless you put Bowen on that side and you bring Guilherme on and put him on the right. Put Guilherme in his best position. But that would be... Magassa would be the one to make way and then put Fernandes next to Potts. I'm not against that, by the way. I think with Fernandes, he can switch off defensively, but I think against Bournemouth, we've seen a really disciplined performance from him in the middle of the pitch. I was very impressed with Fernandes against Bournemouth from a defensive aspect, which isn't something I would usually attribute to his game. I'm up for trying something. I am up for trying something because the way we're playing, if we continue as we are, I think we're going to lose this game. So I think he's going to have to make a change. I just don't see something that's a standout, obvious substitution. Anyway, and you guys in the live chat, get your thoughts in. I'm going to start getting your comments up on the screen for the next 5 minutes as we approach the restart at the London Stadium. So if you could please get your thoughts in, that'd be absolutely brilliant. Cardo says we're too passive, backing off too much, errors creeping in, especially in the final third. They've got too much ability. We'll make changes and win it. We're too cautious. Steve saying the thing is Liverpool are there for the take and we need to be bolder. Completely agree with that as well. Stevie saying worth trying Guilherme on the left, get Magassa off, Paqueta in the 10 with Fernandes, Potts in the middle of the park. Again, I wouldn't be against it. Mancunian saying I expect Nuno to be bold. No, there's a difference between what I want and what I expect. Two completely different things. Kaya saying is there any way I could refresh my stream? No. I'm watching on Sky Go. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm always going to be 20 seconds behind. Unless you want to buy me a TV for my room and then I can get onto Sky and get a satellite dish put on, I'll always be behind. The iPad is my source of the game. So unfortunately, I do not have a television in this room. I'll tell you what I do have though. I've got a pink wall. If you want to look at the pink wall instead, I can let you look at that. Paint will have to get done at some point. But yeah, I'll get a TV for the room eventually, but it's a long, long, long way down the list. I need to get a new bath first. It's the when we got the place, the bath's got a couple of repair jobs, which isn't the end of the world, but yeah. Anyway, right, A6. So now take Magassa off for Guilherme to go to the original three midfielders who worked. Yeah, I disagree with that. Todd said Magassa's been good. I think he's been good and bad. I think he's been diving in, which is not good. But I think he's picking the ball up and he's trying to get the ball forward, which I like. I think he's doing okay. But I think I can tell he's inexperienced, if that makes sense. Chippy says Fernandes and Paqueta are too similar and Potts and Magassa are the same. It's clogging up our progress. Bill says stop oofing it as well because Van Dijk wins every single one. He is winning every single one, isn't he? Nods are saying people can pause and make sure you're aligned with the game. That's what I do. I'm as fast as it can go. I promise you, I cannot get it any faster. And even if I had a TV, to be fair, I've got my Sky's like via the internet. I don't have a satellite dish. I don't think the house has got a satellite dish. Maybe it does. I don't know. I have to have a look. Iron saying we got to start booting the TV. Ian said I enjoy the football in Division 1 more than this crap. Yeah, it's not fun, is it? It's not an exciting game of football to watch. Sneakers, how much do we need for the TV? I'll get a TV eventually. I don't want anyone buying me a TV. There's a big TV. There's a 55-inch TV downstairs in the living room. I just can't do the watch along in the living room. I've got a room. I've got an office again now. So this is my room. But I don't really have anything in it at the minute. I've got a built-in wardrobe over there, which is nice but a bit inconvenient because I don't require that in here. I've got a pink wall there. I've got nothing on the wall behind me, so I whacked a nail in it today. And then the windows on that wall. Welcome to the tour of Gio's new office. James saying, I know Guilherme looked poor against Bournemouth, but he played well off the bench against Liverpool. The thing is, he will add something that no one else has. He can have that desire against Bournemouth a couple of times. He lost the ball, but he was trying to get the ball and run at Bournemouth players. He just lost it. But the idea of someone running at Konate, I like quite a lot. And also Gomez as well, to be honest with you. I think maybe I'd bring... I'm just trying to think what change I'd do. Because I would do a change. See, Troja says is right. Could do with Earthy on the bench. He'd be the one I'd bring on. I'm disappointed he's not there, but he's not there, right? I think I'd maybe bring Guilherme on for Magassa. And here's the curveball. I'd put Bowen on the left. And I'd put Guilherme on the right. And the reason I'd put Bowen on the left, because I want to see him get at Gomez and get at Konate. I think the right side, I think, is Liverpool's weak side. And that's why I'd get Bowen there. And with the way that Juve overlaps, I think it would allow Bowen to come inside a little bit. And it puts our youngster Guilherme in his strongest position. And let's be completely frank about this. Bowen is playing in his best position. He has been all bar one game under Nuno. And I ain't seen the best of Bowen under Nuno. I'm not seeing... If Bowen was playing at his best... I'd say do not move him. It's stupid to do that, but we're not. We're not seeing Bowen anywhere near playing to the best of his abilities. So I'd move him just to see what he can do up against weaker defenders, perhaps, and put Guilherme in his best position to give him the best chance of succeeding. And maybe that's what I'd do, because I want to win this game. I think we can win this game. But we'll wait and see. Right then. Leo is worried for Guilherme and what may be done in January because he doesn't seem comfortable on the left, and Bowen will play 90 minutes on the right every single game. Pigs is happy with Magassa, but he's challenged a rogue. I completely agree with every single word. That's how I would sum up Magassa. He's neat and tidy in possession, always looking to get on the ball. He's picking up the right positions defensively. I just think he's very aggressive. He's very, what I call, raw and green. He just needs a little bit of moulding. Nick said, when I moved, there's a satellite dish here. I only use it for free. I don't know. I don't think there's a satellite dish, but it's one of them I said in, and it's made me doubt myself. So I feel like I should go check. It's definitely not in the front of the house. I know that. Charles says, Guilherme was so off the pace last game. It's a risk. It is, but I'm up for taking a risk. Anyway, the second half's going to get underway at the London Stadium here. West Ham are going to take a kick-off. And we have done, and it's gone back to Areola, who no doubt is just going to hoof it up from the start. He does, to be fair. Most teams do that now, don't they? Konate flicks it away. Potts heads it down. And I don't think there's any subs for either team. I'm just having a quick glance, and it doesn't appear to be so. Gomez is still there, then whatever. So there's no subs. Free kick for Liverpool just inside their own half. Bowen clattered Kirkes. Van Dijk will take. Come on, we can win this game. A bit of belief, a bit of risk, a bit of confidence, more tempo, adventure, desire. A little bit of desire, and we can maybe win this. Liverpool just slowly building up from the back from the goal kick. And it goes back to Alisson, and they start again. It goes out to Kirkes, who looks for Gakpo under pressure from Wan-Bissaka. Bowen takes over, and Gakpo shakes him off, and Bowen's limping a little bit. Gakpo with a clever little ball over to Isak, but it's well defended by Mavropanos, who clears it, and it goes straight back to Van Dijk. Into Alexis McAllister, who skips away from Paqueta, away from Magassa, out to Gakpo, but Wan-Bissaka just puts his laces through it and clears out for a throw-in. McAllister did well there, but it was a heavy pass to Gakpo. But he completely skinned Paqueta and Magassa there. Kirkes with the throw-in. Into McAllister. Bad touch. Throw into West Ham. Right in our own corner in the right back position. Which we're in no hurry to take whatsoever. I mean, the most random statistic ever. Wirtz to Isak, successful passes. Before this match, 3, first half 4. Thanks, I guess. Flicked on by Paqueta, and then by Magassa, but Gravenberch flicks it towards West Ham, but Potts heads it away. More head tennis going on. Kanate wins it. Todibo gets it down and into Magassa, who gives it to Mavropanos. Into Paqueta, who goes back to Alphonse Areola on the edge of his box, and he goes long to absolutely no one. I don't even know who he was looking for. I'm just going to assume it was Jared Bowen. It's gone straight through to Alisson. A really bad ball there by Areola. And Van Dijk comes forward with it and into Kanate. To Szoboszlai. Back to Van Dijk. Into Gravenberch to Van Dijk. It's just boring passing by Liverpool here at the minute. They're just trying to tempt us out, but we're not showing much desire to press, and they're not showing much desire to try and penetrate us here. But Kanate into Wirtz. He's the one player who's been trying to get on the ball. To Gomez. Back to Wirtz, into Gravenberch. To McAllister. Into Szoboszlai. To Gravenberch. Looks for Wirtz, overhit, bad pass into Alphonse Areola. When Liverpool's midfield pass it around, they're actually okay at cutting us up. They just don't do it very often. This is just poor. I mean, with Areola's given it to Mavropanos, he's just hoofed it forward as well to Alisson. We're just stringing very little passes together here. This is where I question, how are you intending to win this game? What's the plan to win this game? Because all we do is hoof it. What are you waiting for? Anyway, Liverpool come forward. Gakpo, high, and wide over the bar. If Liverpool want to win this game, they will. Their players are just not playing very well, but my word, we are not playing well. Clayton said Wilson may as well stop jogging and stand in the middle of the park. He's not wrong. The ball just goes... It's nowhere near him either. It's high, like it's 15 yards away and 15 yards too high. Right, we're trying to play it out from the back here. Juice got it. Clips it down the left. And it took a deflection. It's thrown to West Ham. Halfway in our own half, down our left-hand side. Juve with a throw, looking for Wilson. Surely a free kick. Gomez was all over him. The referee's not giving anything there, and Liverpool pick it up easy enough again. Gutbuster's completely correct. He said, looks like 22 players not up for it. Both sides incredibly poor. I completely agree. Completely agree. This is a horrible game of football from both sides. It feels like a pre-season game. Alisson looks for Kirkez, who flicks it on to Gakpo. Wirtz has it now. Potts puts him under pressure, brings him down, but the referee plays advantage as Kirkez has the ball. Bit of a wild pass from Kirkez. I don't even know what he's trying to do. But we pick it up and come forward now. Paqueta's got the ball. Looks for Juve. Wirtz is still down. Juve's coming forward now. Paqueta's trying to get up alongside Wilson. Bad ball by Juve. Kanate clears it, but it's a throw in for West Ham. Halfway in Liverpool's half, down our left-hand side. Juve takes the throw in and goes back to Magassa. Into Fernandes. To Paqueta. Out to Wan-Bissaka. Good position, Wan-Bissaka. He crosses it. It's a horrible cross, but Wilson brings it down to Magassa. Thought about shooting. Decides against it. Juve crosses it into the hands of Alisson. This is bad. It's poor from both teams. Neither side's pressing is very good. Neither side's attacking is very good. Harry said, trade description app, paid to watch football, go for a refund. I feel bad for the person that's won my ticket in our giveaway. Someone's got my season ticket for this game, won it in the giveaway on Patreon. I feel bad for him. He's got the ticket for free, and I feel like I've ripped him off. Gravenberch goes long, looking for Wirtz on the left-hand side. Wan-Bissaka intercepts it. Jared Bowen picks it up just inside West Ham's half. He can drive forward here. Paqueta's on the move. Bowen runs into trouble, loses the ball. Fernandes does well to win it back, gives it to Freddie Potts. Juff's got a little bit of space. Potts gives it to him. Looks for Wilson. No, he doesn't. He looks for Potts. Fernandes has got it. Out to Wan-Bissaka on the right. Bowen wants it off him. He gets it off him. On the edge of Liverpool's box. To Paqueta. Only Wilson in the box. Paqueta, it's just terrible. Absolutely terrible. Bowen made a run and Paqueta seen it about 2 seconds too late and trying to thread the ball through for it. Went through to Alisson. Not good enough. From anyone. I mean, our defenders can say, well, we're doing all right. It's 0-0. But boring from West Ham. Boring from Liverpool. Poor from both teams. Gravenberch has it at the minute. Van Dijk is just inside Liverpool's half. They've got no intensity about them. Wirtz trying to do a quick 1-2 into Szoboszlai. Wilson nicks off Gravenberch. Magassa gets it. Paqueta gets it. He comes forward, gives it to Jared Bowen. Come on! Do something. Goes past Kirkes, puts a cross in. Block, corner kick. Come on! It's not even difficult. This is what I will say. It's not difficult. Like, whenever we do string a couple of passes together, it's quite simple. We're gaining 10, 15 yards up the pitch without really having to do anything. So our fourth corner of the game. Potts will take it, but it's the first out swinger for West Ham. Let's see where this one hits. Out swingers tend to be a little bit more front post than back post. Don't know why, just is. So if I'm a centre-back, I'm going to the front post on that 6-yard line. Just in front of Paqueta, that's where I'm running if I'm a centre-back. Potts takes it. I mean, it didn't even hit there. It was very front post. Fernandes tries to head it back in. Todibo flicks it down. Great header by Todibo to Potts. His cross is blocked and it's a throw into West Ham. Down in that corner on our right-hand side. Poor corner from Freddie Potts, but a really good header by Todibo that was, just to keep the ball alive. He's having a good game. If I had to pick a man of match right now, it would be Todibo. But I don't. It's only 55 minutes in. Fernandes has the ball into Wan-Bissaka, to Magassa, to Paqueta. This is a little bit better from us, I will say that. Into Potts. Out to Paqueta. The midfielder's just trying to string a few passes together. Paqueta, the lovely ball into Wan-Bissaka. Potts, Fernandes waving his arms, gets it. Bowen's got a bit of space. Go on. Bowen's got it. Running at Kirkes. Shoots, block, corner kick. Last 2-3 minutes have been all right from West Ham now. We are starting to just enjoy the ball. See the ball a bit more. This is good. This is good. I haven't created any chances yet, but come on. Potts goes short with a corner to Paqueta, who crosses it. Kanate gets his head on it, and it's another corner. This time an in-swinger. I prefer these ones. I don't like our out-swingers. Again, in-swinger, back post, 6-yard line. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you. That's where you want to go if you're a centre-back. In line with the back post, on the 6-yard line. That's where you want to be meeting the ball, not run to it and jump. Jump just before the 6-yard line. That's where Potts delivers them. Consistent. He's quite consistent at his in-swinging ones. I don't like his out-swingers, but those in-swingers, they're quite consistent. Come on. Mavropanos, get your head on it. Where are you? Potts whips it in. Away by Gravenberch at the front post. Gio was wrong again. There's a surprise. Fernandes picks it up. Holding on to it. He's done all right, though, Fernandes. Back to Wan-Bissaka. To Magassa. Little options here, but he does give it to Paqueta, who's enjoying the ball a little bit more. That's not a bad ball for Bowen. Kanate intercepts it. Paqueta does really well to win it back, though. Little flick to Fernandes. To Bowen. Starting to see our big players get on the ball a bit more now. Paqueta, Bowen, they're picking the ball up a little bit. Paqueta, Fernandez, Wan-Bissaka, don't know what he was trying to do, but he's chased it back. Won us a throw-in. Come on! We're enjoying the last 5 minutes now. Liverpool have barely got on the ball. We need to capitalise on this. We need to get a goal. Todibo now has it. Everyone in Liverpool's half. Magassa. Into Potts. Little pressure on West Ham at the minute on the ball. But we are quite far from Liverpool's goal. Only really Wilson is in what you would call a dangerous position. Paqueta's on the ball again. Got away with it. He's done really well in the end, actually. Paqueta! Oh, not against that. Very ambitious. Like 35 yards out, maybe. He played it, hit McAllister, hit him, so he lopped over McAllister's head. He let it bounce 20, 25 yards out. Pushes his laces through it. Very difficult. It would have required like a world-class goal, but I'm not against that. The action area is up on the screen at the minute. In Liverpool's third, 43%. The middle third, 41%. West Ham's just 16%. Gomez with a great ball looking for Wirtz, who's put it across the box for Isak, but Mavropanos, good defending there by the Greek. He's put out for a throw-in, but I think he's feeling it. I think he's feeling his hamstring. Just watching this. It's a good recovery one from Mavropanos. His initial starting position was maybe a yard or two further back than he should be, but he recovered well. Liverpool have a throw-in. Kirkes is drying the ball so Gomez can take it. I can only imagine there's a long throw because Konate and Van Dijk could come up for it here. Joe Gomez will take the long throw. The home fans calling him a wanker. Gomez with a long throw. Headed away by Mavropanos. Back to Gomez. Back to Wirtz on the edge of the box. Who finds Gakpo. Cuts it back. Oh, fuck off! Isak scored. Fuck off. Of course it's him. Of course it is. The Bank of West Ham is open for business. Hello, Alexander Isak. Here's your withdrawal of your first goal for Liverpool. I can only hope there's an offside, but I don't think there was. Maybe Gakpo, but I don't think he was offside. Wirtz has got it. Nah, he's well on. Like a good yard onside. There's 4 players keeping him onside. Cuts it back to Isak. Good finish. Pathetic from us. Magassa doesn't know where Gakpo is. I mean, that's a outstanding finish by Isak. I will say that. The more I see it, the better it gets. But pathetic from us. Absolutely pathetic. Now we've got to try and come from behind. We've been crap. We've been absolutely crap. Oh, fuck off, McAllister. He went down from a Paqueta foul, the ball hit him in the back, and he's rolling around like he just got shot. Oh, that's not a free kick. It's pathetic from McAllister. He blocks Paqueta. Paqueta's trying to get the ball, so McAllister stands still. So Paqueta jumps into him and then gets a free kick. Ref, man, come on. Liverpool just passing around at the minute. It's going to... He needs to change something, Nuno does. We're not getting... We've created nothing in 61 minutes, so we're not going to start doing it in the next half hour, especially a goal down. No chance. McAllister has the ball, puts it out to Kirkes. Whips it in, blocked by Wan-Bissaka. Corner kick to Liverpool. 62 minutes on the clock now. This is not a good Liverpool team, but they don't need to be good. He's going to have to make changes now with his limited bench. Gakpo takes a corner kick for Liverpool. In-swinger from their left. Areola gets a fist on it. Magassa will try and keep it in. And he does keep it in. Prevents it from going out from a throw-in. Long ball by Magassa looking for the runner Paqueta. Felt a bit unnecessary that from Magassa. No one was really... Everybody was back defending. It's gone back to Alisson for anyone interested. 2 goes long. But Tadibo heads it forward. Szoboszlai brings it down. Goes back to Tadibo, who looks for Jared Bowen. Brings it down. Under pressure. And he's got a free kick. Goodbye, Highland Spring. I've had to change to a cheaper brand. Highland Spring in the Mackey household has possibly had its day. I had to get the cheaper stuff. Carrick Glen. I've already started it. It's all right. It's still water, isn't it? But Potts is in a promising position here. Out to Jared Bowen. Come on. Puts it in. There's no one really there, and it's going straight out for a throw into Liverpool. It's a bad. Changes are happening. We're moving to the bench. I don't know what changes are happening, but we're ready to make subs as Gomez takes a throw in for Liverpool down on the right-hand side. Long throw. All the way through to Mapana. See, this Liverpool team, they're not great. This isn't a good Liverpool team. Just haven't had to be good. Good ball by Areola to find Paqueta. I will say that. That was a terrific pass. Paqueta, Wan-Bissaka. Bowen looking for Wan-Bissaka. Has done well here. Well defended by Liverpool though, and they come away with it with Gakpo. And Wan-Bissaka clatters into him and concedes the free kick. Guilherme is coming on for West Ham. Words of wisdom from Robson. Magassa with a meaty tackle on Szoboszlai there. Liverpool unhappy. And he's going to get a yellow card. He does win the ball. Magassa's clearly unhappy. A lot of West Ham players are unhappy with that. He does win the ball. It's one of them. He goes in with his studs up, but he wins the ball. It's a difficult one, right? What you meant to... This is one thing about football I don't like. You go, look, is his studs up? Yes, but he doesn't even touch Szoboszlai. He wins the ball. And when you're slide tackling face on, what are you meant to do? There's nothing you can do. That is how you have to tackle front on like that. He wins the ball. He doesn't even touch Szoboszlai. It's not even like he won the ball then took the ball. He didn't. That didn't happen. He won the ball. Piss off. That gets given all the time now, and I do not like it. I don't know what he's meant to do. It doesn't help that Szoboszlai's rolling around like he's broke his ankle. The yellow card gets shown and he's up running around again. Anyway, subs happening for both teams. Ekitike coming on for Liverpool. Guilherme coming on for West Ham. So that's Ekitike coming on to replace Alexander Isak. And Guilherme's coming on to replace Magassa by the looks of it. So it's an attacking move from Nuno. Guilherme on for Magassa. You'd imagine that means Fernandes will pop in beside Potts. And Guilherme will come out to the left-hand side. Nuno did say he's going to get his chance. He's getting it. A start against Bournemouth, half an hour, well, 25 minutes. Tonight against Liverpool. Anyway, West Ham coming with it into our own half. Fernandes into Guilherme and back to Todibo. Back to Fernandes. Guilherme's picking up quite a central role at the minute, actually. He's, don't know if he's maybe coming on as almost a number 10 and we're just going to leave Fernandes out on the left. But he is quite central, Guilherme. This is interesting. Because not really anyone on the left hand side. Potts out to Juve. Back to Todibo. Out to Mavropanos. Liverpool's sitting back anyway. There's been a goal at Villa Park. And it's a goal for Aston Villa. That's good news for us. If anyone had any worries that Wolves were going to go on a ridiculous winning streak. Banger it is as well. Anyway, Mavropanos out to Paqueta, to Fernandes. Still Fernandes. Back to Potts. Iffy pass, but he's done well, Potts. Paqueta. Cross block. Corner kick to West Ham. Down on our right hand side. Wouldn't mind changing the corner kick taker for them over on our right. Potts will take it once again. Hopefully we can beat the first man. It was the second man this time, but it's been cleared away. Juve picks it up and goes back to Wan-Bissaka on the halfway line to Fernandes. Liverpool are camped right back. They're not pushing out Liverpool. This is a Liverpool team that are unrecognisable. They're so lacking in confidence and everything. Bowen running forward down the right here with it. Puts it in the cross. Van Dijk blocks it. Gakpo picks it up. Potts puts in a challenge. Great tackle. Probably a red card. There's just a throw in. That's a joke due to the yellow card shown to Magassa previously. Kirkaz will take the throw in for Liverpool. 20 minutes to go on the clock. Goes down the line. Gakpo flicks it on. Paqueta concedes a free kick. Just unnecessary. Just clattered into the back of Wirtz. This is not good from us. The thing is, this is not a good Liverpool team. I know I keep saying this, and I will keep saying it. It is not a good Liverpool team. They're not even playing well. They're just less crap than we are. One outstanding finish from Isak, and that's it. They've not. It's embarrassing that they don't even need to be good in order to be beating us. This is so disappointing from West Ham. The more I'm watching this, the more I'm getting pissed off, actually. There's no excuses for this performance from us. None. Kanate's got it. Gives it to Wirtz, who's unmarked. Looks for Ekatike. Bad touch. Panos gets it. Potts. Paqueta. Out to Jared Bowen on the right-hand side. Under pressure from Kirkes. Loses it again. He's not played well, Bowen. He's having another bad game. Paqueta with another foul, but advantage is played as McAllister comes forward with it. Into Szoboszlai. To McAllister and out to Joe Gomez at right back. Back to Kanate. It's just terrible from West Ham. Sorry if anyone's tuning in thinking this geezer ain't very upbeat. I'm not upbeat at all. I'm trying to not get pissed off watching this, but today should have been they should have been going out there to make Billy proud, but actually this is insulting to Billy. Tadebo's currently got it and has been forced backwards here, and he needs to be careful, but he's done well. He's given it to Juve, who he's now under pressure. And we've just given away a throw-in in our own corner. It's just... Another sub from Liverpool. Curtis Jones is getting ready to come on. Gomez will take the throw-in. Gives it to Ekatike, who brings it down to Wirtz, back to Gomez, to Szoboszlai, who dinks it over to Kirkes. Into Wirtz. Liverpool just starting to look like they can be arsed for a few minutes and string some passes together. This is pathetic. We're just chasing shadows against a very poor Liverpool team right now. He's made one change, which has made absolutely no difference whatsoever. And this isn't me... Oh, fuck off, ref. This isn't me criticising Guilherme. I think he could have made any sub and nothing would have happened. Guilherme's come on and chased some shadows. He needs to change... Big changes, multiple changes. Wirtz has gone off. Curtis Jones has replaced him. 15 minutes of normal time to go to London Stadium. I don't know what he needs to do. He needs to do something. Fulkrug, Souček. But it's the only two players he can bring on, isn't it? He's got no one else on there. I don't want to see Kilman or Igor coming on. Saying that Igor did all right in the Burnley game, didn't he? He's passed to Souček. It's too easy. Curtis Jones has just held off Bowen, given it to McAllister, into Gravenberch, to Curtis Jones. It's pathetic. 1-2 with Ekatike, back to Ekatike, just wide. Curtis Jones has come on and done more in 1 minute than what some of our players have done in 75. Come on, Nuno, man. I know the squad's a bit crap and I know the bench is a bit crap, but it doesn't mean you do nothing. Liverpool got a throw in halfway down their right side after Juve put it out again. Fulkrug's ready. Guilherme's done well here. He shrugged off Szoboszlai. He's running at Liverpool's defence. It's a bad pass to Wilson. It didn't need to be a bad pass to Wilson. Potts has won it back. Paqueta's got it. Come on, do something. Bowen, do something. Tees up Kirkes. Goes back to Wan-Bissaka. Goes back to Panos. Fernandes is in space. Picks it up. Into Paqueta. Out to Jared Bowen. Come on. whips it in towards Wilson. Konate heads it away. Wan-Bissaka gets his head on it. Fernandes knocks it down to Paqueta. Lovely touch by Paqueta to get away from Ekitike. He's lost it though. He's showboating. He's trying to show off, Paqueta. We're 1-0 down, man. What are you doing? Well, Füllkrug's coming on to replace Callum Wilson. Hopefully his attitude's a bit better than last week. Füllkrug's coming on now to try and flick on long balls. Kerkez with a throw in for Liverpool. Down the line, easy header from Mavropanos. And West Ham got a free kick after Gravenberch nudged Paqueta. Free kick just inside Liverpool's half. Taken quickly to Guilherme, who's running at Liverpool's defence again. Out to Juve. Crosses it. Hits Gomez in the arse. It's a throw into West Ham. Just outside Liverpool's box. In terms of where you want to be vertically. Juve to take a throw in. Back to Freddie Potts. Goes back to Todibo and out to Mavropanos. Paqueta wants it. Gets it. Gives it to Fernandes. Lovely ball. Curtis Jones clatters into the back of him. But the referee plays advantage as Paqueta finds Wan-Bissaka in a bit of space here. Can't even put in a good cross. He gives it back to Fernandes. Come on. Hits Gakpo in the arse. Fernandes gets it again. Into Paqueta, who looks offside, but the flag stays down for now. Füllkrug! Oh, what? Fuck. Shit. Ball. Nah. Man. I thought he'd scored. He hadn't scored, but the flag went up anyway, but I thought he'd scored. I mean, Paqueta's a yard offside for no reason to start with. It's a difficult header for Füllkrug. He's further forward to the front post, but it's the closest we've come to scoring, and we were offside. Poor. Potts brings it down to Paqueta, who looks for Juve. Szoboszlai intercepts it. Who gives it to Joe Gomez. A chance for Liverpool maybe to break here with Gomez. Long ball for Ekitike, who brings it down, but Fernandes nicks in and wins it. Referee plays on despite the obvious foul. Paqueta's got it. Gives it to Fernandes. Referee now signals he's playing advantage as Fernandes drives forward. Out to Jared Bowen. We could get an equaliser. This Liverpool team are not good. The problem is West Ham. That's our problem. It's not the team we're up against. It's us. Paqueta out to Wan-Bissaka. Into Jared Bowen. Wan-Bissaka drifts in field. Scoops it for Bowen. Gives it back to Wan-Bissaka, who's out on... Tries to cross it, blocked by Kerkez, and Kerkez clears it into Ekitike, who knocks down to Curtis Jones. Mavropanos with a great tackle, but it's found its way through to Curtis Jones once more. Szoboszlai running forward. I've had a look at the script, and I know what's going to happen. Salah's going to come on and make it 2-0 at some point. I can see it. Gomez out to Jones. Freddie Potts leaves one on Szoboszlai. Referee plays advantage. Wan-Bissaka intercepts the pass. But it goes straight back to Liverpool and they come forward once more. Konate into Gravenberch. McAllister. Szoboszlai. No one marking him at all. Szoboszlai gives it to Ekitike. Juve blocks his cross. Man gets shoved by Szoboszlai. It's a free kick. Well inside our own half. Deep in our corner on our left hand side. 8.5 minutes of normal time to go. We're still looking a little bit clueless here though. Liverpool are ahead and looking comfortable. Not because they're playing well, because we're playing terrible. Areola goes long. Looks for Füllkrug. Konate beats him to it and Szoboszlai has the ball and Füllkrug fouls him. This is dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. Stop and play. I don't know why. Someone's obviously gone down. I've got no audio, so I can't tell you what's going on. Lucas Paqueta, I assume he's been booked for barking at the referee, and he's still going. Jared Bowen now getting told, will someone get a grip of Paqueta? For fuck's sake, man. He's going to get sent off here. Alisson's coming to take Paqueta away. Why is our players not stopping this? What's Jared Bowen? You're not even speaking. Someone, why is the Liverpool goalkeeper the one that's having to stop Paqueta getting sent off here? What the fuck are we doing? What? Someone stop him. He's going to get himself sent off. He has as well. Fuck's sake, man. What the fuck is that? That is embarrassing from Paqueta. He's just got 2 yellow cards for dissent, but not one fucking person made him shut the fuck up. The only person trying to stop Paqueta getting sent off was Alisson. That's fucking embarrassing from West Ham. Embarrassing from Boyd, embarrassing from Paqueta, embarrassing from the rest of them. What the fuck? This has happened time and time again. He got booked 2 weeks ago, whatever game it was, Burnley maybe. He got booked. We spoke about it on Patreon. He got booked and kept going and going and going. And no one stopped him. Fucking pathetic. That is pathetic from everyone. From Paqueta, from Bowen, from the rest of the team. What the fuck are you all doing? Fernandes is timidly trying to get him away. Alisson is the only player that tries to stop him getting sent off. That is an absolute shambles by West Ham and an absolute shambles by Paqueta. And he's still going. He's going to get another red card if he's not careful. What's he doing? What is he doing? Will someone just get him down that tunnel now? That is an absolute embarrassment from him. Absolute embarrassment. He's waving his arms around at the referee for the free kick, so he gets a yellow card and he just goes off on one. And no one stops him. The only player trying to stop him is Alisson. It is absolutely fucking pathetic. Bowen is... Fuck's sake, Bowen, man. You're supposed to be captain. You stood there like an absolute fucking lemon. What the fuck is that? We're in a relegation battle, and we've got Paqueta getting sent off for gobbing off, and we've got Bowen stood there doing nothing. This morning, we've lost one of our best ever players, an absolute legend of the football club. Someone that captained us to 2 FA Cup wins. We've lost Billy Bonds today, and this is the shite performance they're putting in with that pathetic attitude from those two in particular. Embarrassing. Embarrassing from Paqueta, and that's embarrassing from Jared. I'm calling it. That's embarrassing from Jared Bowen. He's supposed to be the captain. That needs leadership. The minute he got booked, you should have got him and dragged him away from the referee. The referee's trying to get away from Paqueta, and he's running after him. No one's stopping him except Alisson. That is horrendous. Absolutely horrendous from West Ham. Every single one of them. While Bowen's got the captain, where's Fulkrug? Where's Mavropanos Todibo? Any of them? Get your arm around Paqueta and drag him away. You could see that red card coming from miles away. Alisson come out the Liverpool goal to try and stop him getting sent off. Their goalkeeper. I know they're Brazilian teammates and someone will point out that's why he's doing it. It doesn't matter. He's a Liverpool player. Fuck off, Paqueta, man, honestly. I mean, we've played all right since the red card. Guilherme's running at them now. Into Fulkrug. Couldn't quite give it back to him. It's still Fulkrug. He's battling away, Fulkrug. It's Bowen! Oh, fuck! That's a chance. That's a chance. Well done, Guilherme. Well done, Fulkrug. Unlucky, Bowen. That's better from him. But it's a chance for someone of his ability. That's a chance. Potts has gone off. Souček coming on. Last roll of the dice from Nuno. Just a minute and a half to go of normal time here. Liverpool are defending. We are on top now. Wan-Bissaka's got the ball into Fernandes. Back to Mavropanos. To Fernandes. Into Thomas Souček. How has he not controlled that? It's a throw in for Liverpool. Down in the corner flag on their left-hand side. It looks like Bowen's up front with Fulkrug and Souček sort of playing right midfield and Guilherme's playing left midfield. And Fernandes in midfield by himself. We've got a throw in just inside Liverpool's half. Which Fernandes is going to take. Everyone's getting into the box here. Please, can we just somehow shithouse a draw out of this? Fuck's sake, Paqueta, man. I want to wring his neck. What the fuck? Anyway, Fernandes with this free kick. Come on. Big Souček, where are you? Get your head on it. Fernandes goes long. Alisson comes. Headed away by Konate. Gravenberch runs after it and clears it. Mapana sprints back to get there, wins it. Liverpool are just protecting what they've got here, which is a 1-0 lead against 10 men West Ham. We've got a throw in. We've actually played our best football in the last 2 minutes, down to 10 men. Wan-Bissaka's got it. 5 minutes of added time here at the London Stadium. 1-0 Liverpool, 5 minutes to go. Fernandes into Bowen, back to Debo. Referee plays advantage. I think we would have preferred the free kick, really, but we'll continue. Wan-Bissaka. Fernandes. Sorry, Guilherme. Out to Mavropanos. Into Debo. I think Guilherme's looked all right since he's come on. I will say that. I think he's been getting on the ball. He's looked good. I'm happy with what I'm seeing from Guilherme. Mavropanos into Guilherme again. He's on the move with it. He skips past Jones, gives it to Fulkrug, gives it to Souček, and there's just no one to flick it on to. Good run by Guilherme. Well done. I like Guilherme. This is a positive, a very fucking small positive, but he's done all right since coming on. Fernandes has got it. He crosses it. Go on. Fulkrug gets ahead on it, and Alisson gathers it up. 4 minutes to go. There's been a goal at the City ground. Oh, and it's 2-0 Brighton by the looks of it. That's good news. Wan-Bissaka heads it away. McAllister brings it down. Back to Andy Robertson. Didn't even realise he was on the pitch. Gakpo. Oh, piss off. Don't do it. Gakpo, Robertson. Ariel goes to get it. Szoboszlai gets her somehow. Back to Joe Gomez. Flicks it in. Go. Oh, fuck off. 2-0. Gakpo. Mavropanos missed it. Bullshit. Game over. 2-0 Liverpool. I guess they deserve it, but I think we deserve to lose rather than they deserve to win. Fuck's sake. It's just bad defending. Gap pulling, gets flicked on by Robertson. Ariel comes out. Szoboszlai gets it, puts it back to Gomez, who crosses it. Mavropanos tries to head it, misses it. Gakpo knocks it down well, and it's a nice finish from him. Ariel had no chance. Just shite defending by Mavropanos. To be honest with you, I'd given up already. I'm pissed off with Paqueta right now. I'm absolutely livid with Paqueta and Jared Bowen. I'm livid with Jared Bowen too. Today of all days, there's no excuses today. They should have played with heart today, and there's fucking none of it. An absolute wimp of a display from West Ham. Most of them. Not all of them, most of them. Pathetic. Absolute pathetic. There's one or two players I think have done all right. But apart from that, nah, I'm not having it. Richard says Paqueta done it on purpose. I agree. He kept on going and he started doing it at the fourth official as well. I completely agree. I think he wanted sent off as well, Richard. Completely agree with you. When he got that booking, there's no excuse to keep going like that. Pathetic. He did it a couple of weeks ago. I think it was the Burnley game. He did it. He got booked and he kept going on. And I remember it well because, although I don't remember what game it was well, I remember it well because we spoke about it in the player rating, saying Paqueta should have shut the hell up. And there was absolutely nothing from Jared Bowen whatsoever. There was no leadership from anyone. No one dragged him away from the referee. And he kept going there, and then it was just by chance the referee told him to F off. But today, yeah, I think he's got sent off on purpose. How can you say he didn't when you watch what he was doing? He kept going and going and going, got sent off and kept going and going and going and going and going and going. And as I said, for what reason? I don't know. Because he wants out. Because people on Paqueta Island had a bet on him. Because he's a dickhead. I don't know. I don't know why he did it. I don't know his reason. But the question is, do you think he did it on purpose? And I'm saying yes, because he just wouldn't shut up. A6, thank you so much for the support. Said, I hate supporting this team, not the club, this team. Cheers for the watch along. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you and everyone else that's stuck with me. Anyway, we're just waiting for full time. They're literally just walking about with the ball, Liverpool. I'm just waiting for full time as well. Just fuck it off. I'm fed up. Fuck off. Absolute dog shit. Dog shit. There is full time. Liverpool have won 2-0. There you are. Absolute shite. Absolute fucking shite. Pathetic from West Ham today. Absolutely pathetic. I know people say they've seen it coming, and loads of people did see it coming. I've seen loads of people predicting a Liverpool win, saying that we won't turn up and stuff like that. So a lot of people did call this. I didn't. I thought we'd win because I assumed we would turn up and put in a performance. I assumed we'd try and win the game. That's what I'm guilty of. I'm guilty of expecting us to put in a performance. That was not a good Liverpool team out there. That was not a good Liverpool side. They were bad. We were just shite. Absolute shite. The performance, the attitude, everything. And that red card from Paqueta is an absolute disgrace. But it possibly summed up West Ham today. Just nothing about us whatsoever. Dog shit. Anyway, listen, I'm going to do my review in a minute. I just want to say a massive thank you to anyone that's watched me on the watch along. I always appreciate the support. I still get a little bit, I don't know, choked up at the support sometimes, like I don't deserve it. So I just want to say I appreciate it. Thank you very much. If you've not dropped a like on the video, that'd be good. But if you don't mind sticking around for a few minutes, I'm going to go live with my review. I'm not happy. Paqueta's getting it. He's pissed me right off. An absolute embarrassment from West Ham today. Today of all days as well. That is a disgrace. I'm not happy. I'm not having that. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. I will catch you in just a few minutes.